Hell yeah! You're watching the Dusty Show. Let's fucking do it!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday night! You survived all the terrorist attacks, which can mean only one thing! It's time to say, woo! Welcome to the universe's greatest show ever! It's the Dusty Smith Show! Fuck yeah! Thank you guys for joining me. I love you as usual. And what'd you guys do this weekend? I didn't do much. Tell you what I did do. I played that. Don't play that song. Dua Lipa. I love you, Dua Lipa. Don't play Dua Lipa. Play me some VR Indiana Jones. It was fucking amazing, y'all. So I'm in the Vatican. And holy shit, it's like you're there. You look up at the fucking ceiling. I don't know who made this game. It's Bethesda. But I don't know who the fucking artists that were made this, but there's so much detail and attention in everything. I could just spend 30 minutes just fucking looking up at the ceiling. It's gold inlaid with pictures of God and cherubs. It's fucking awesome. Everywhere you go, there's shit to look at. Feel like I'm in the fucking future. I'll tell you what else I did. I finally hired an editor. I did it, folks. I did it. It takes me so long to do the show as it is, and then when I want to put shorts out, I just don't have enough fucking time of the day. You know, I wish there were 2 or 3 of me. So Chris, who was putting my videos already, he was clipping them, and he was putting them on the Blue Sky. It was like, hey, you want to come work for me? Work like 4 hours a show, like 12 hours a week, and edit some shorts for me. And he's like, I'll give it a shot. So he put out 2 videos a day. He's still learning all the tools, so hopefully he'll enjoy that. Appreciate you, Chris. I'll tell you what I learned, though, folks. I'm an idiot. You already knew that, but here's why this week I'm an idiot. So I'm using this website called Opus Pro to clip out my show. Let me show you this shit. Opus Pro right here. Boom. And apparently it's 12 times more expensive than I thought it was. So at first, so it's kind of like, to be honest with you, a little shady. All right, how they have it worded. All right, so basically you get, you got to pay by the month. It's $15 a month, and you get 3,200 credits. So I'm like, all right, it's $15 a month. You get 3,200 credits. That's 3,200 credits a month, right? If you're paying monthly, obviously the credits are going to reset at the beginning of every month. So I'm like going nuts with it, folks. Look, I'm experimenting, sort of. But every single video, I read it out like 10 times. I'm like, yeah, fucking crank out those videos. When it turns out those 3,200 credits are for a year. For a whole fucking year, $175 for 3,200 credits. It don't reset at the beginning of the month. So I thought each one of these was 50 cents. Each one of these is $6. Boom, boom, boom. I'm just smashing that motherfucker. Like those mice in that scientific study where they push the button to get cocaine over and over again until they die. That's me, baby. $6, $6, $6. I'm slamming that shit. Wasted like 150 goddamn bucks. Whatever, you know. I guess sometimes you got to pay for an education. You know, being stupid is expensive. So now I know. That's the good thing. Now I know what you're going to do. Lessons learned. And all right, let's kick the show off, folks. As usual, so just like the show, I don't dodge no goddamn questions. Why the fuck would I? This is my job, baby. Over here by the chat, it's a dollar sign. You click on the dollar bill, and then you click on the super chat. So you donate money, and I read words. And also, you'll notice at the top of the page, there is a, nope, that's it. Boom, there we go. I gotta re-fucking set that bullshit. Don't look at my dirty background, motherfuckers. All right, I got it. Yeah, on the air, live editing this shit. Anyway, you'll notice the QR code at the top of the page. Aim your camera phone on your cell phone at that, and it'll go to my Tales of Woe. Great way to support the show. If you're watching on the replay, be sure to aim your camera phone at this and see what happens. You'll love it. And tip me on the PayPal. I appreciate y'all. And all right, let's go kick the show off, folks. As I said, a huge show. Bunch of shit happened this weekend. Bunch of terrorist attacks. I'm calling it MAGA terror because why wouldn't I? Turnabout's fair play. They're going to blame everything on trans people. I'm definitely going to blame this fucking shit on them. So, boop. Open up. There you go. Vets attack America. Did you guys see this? Another crazy ass goddamn weekend in America land. So first off, Steve Bannon, you know, Sloppy Steve, or right-wing podcaster influencer. He been out there blaming Mormons for Charlie Kirk dying. I shit you not. Here's a few instances.
Part of this, the shooter's Mormon, comes from a Mormon family. What is going on out there?
What's going on, Mormons?
And why is the Mormon church not stepping up here in a bigger way?
Step up,
you
Mormon
have to have a
church.
debate about this.
We're going to kill you all.
This is not about Utah.
Not about Utah.
Utah is, as everybody knows. And people that think this is a deep red state, you are quite wrong.
Fucking Mormons. They're all
I think
pedophiles.
it may be, you may
Charlie
argue
Kirk
it's the
killers.
bluest of the red states when you look at it. And this needs to be addressed.
Gotta be addressed. Somebody, some hero, some Steve Bannon fan got to stand up and address the Charlie Kirk killing Mormons. And here's a transcript of his show. He's like, they are trying to suppress information to see that they are part of this murderous militia and are made up of young Mormons that are furries and transgender, are part of this LGBTQ radical militia. You need all that. You got to know, folks, it's the fucking Mormons. And here's just a few little things he's been saying about the Mormons over on his show. As of late, 2025, Steve Bannon has been vocal in blaming both Utah Governor Spencer Cox and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, LDS, for fostering an environment that he claims led to the murder of conservative podcaster Charlie Kirk. Following Kirk's murder on September 16, 2025, after Kirk's killing on the Utah College campus, Bannon attacked Governor Cox and LDS Church. Accusation of contributing to violence. While the specifics of Bannon claims against the church are not detailed in reports, his comments followed a trend among some MAGA-aligned figures who have blamed left-wing terrorist networks for Kirk's death. So Mormon church shooting. It's the fucking Mormons, y'all. So the next thing you know, some dude driving his truck through a Mormon church, getting out, murdering a bunch of folks, murdered 4 people, and then set the whole goddamn thing on fire. Who could be responsible for this? Oh, it was an Iraq war veteran. What do we know about deadly shooting at Michigan Mormon Church? First off, what happened? It was around 10:25 a.m. Sunday, and hundreds of worshipers were inside Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc Township when a truck smashed into the building. A man got out of the pickup truck, which was fixed with 2 U.S. flags. So, miracle, baby. Some proud patriot, just like you would expect a sloppy Steve Bannon fan to be. And got out. Began firing a gun into the church, according to law enforcement. The attacker also started a fire, apparently by using gasoline. As flames engulfed the church, congregants who also worked at a nearby hospital ran in and out of the building, dragging people out. So they killed 4 people, and then the cops came and murdered him. And it was your typical MAGA dipshit that did it, folks. Here's the bigger church on fire. ID as Iraq war veteran. There he is, folks. Textbook MAGA redneck. Hunter, he's got 2 flags in the back of his truck. Over here, you might notice in the background, he has a Trump Pence sign. He also had a stop sign, I guess, next to it. And people were like, he was anti-Trump. He was trying to stop Trump. But nah, I ain't got to fucking do with it. He just had a stop sign, and then he had his prideful Trump Pence flag up. As I'm about to show you, he was also caught in photos wearing Donald Trump memorabilia. Memorabilia, I can say that word. And here's more information about him. Typical Hunter, all over his bullshit. Everybody's like, yeah, he's Republican as fuck. Clearly a sloppy Steve Bannon supporter. I'm guessing I'm blaming all this on sloppy Steve. But yeah, here he is in his Trump shirt with his wife. And he had a son who was like, I guess, cognitively disabled. Has some kind of medical thing about him. And now he's got to grow up without his father because his father, I'm guessing he was looking to check out. And then when you're looking to check out, you don't want to just go out. You don't want to just kill yourself. Like if you're have delusions of grandeur and shit. If you're a patriot, you want to go out with a fucking bang. So he was just probably on the verge, and he just needed something to push him over the edge, something to fucking set him off. And I'm guessing sloppy Steve Bannon did that, gave him an excuse, and probably thought the Mormons were all pedos. That's what I'm guessing too. But it don't matter, folks. Even though he was definitely a Trump supporter, even though he's an Iraq war veteran who had 2 American flags in the back of his car, even though sloppy Steve blaming Mormons for Charlie Kirk murder, don't get it twisted, y'all. Carolyn Levitt going to explain it to you. This is all about anti-Christian hate. Somehow conservatives not to blame at all for this. It's people that hate Jesus.
the FBI director tell you about the shooter? What do we know?
What we know at this point in time is that he was a member of this Michigan community, that he is a veteran of our United States Armed Forces. He served in the United States Marine Corps in Iraq. His family is cooperating with the FBI, and so they are currently trying to dig in and get to the bottom of why he committed this heinous act of violence. It's unfathomable. And as the president rightfully put,
literally happened twice just this weekend. Nothing has ever been more fathomable.
In his Truth Social yesterday, this appears to be yet another targeted attack on Christians. And the Trump administration is fully committed to not only investigating these crimes.
So they're trying to insinuate it's left-wing violence here, folks, even though it couldn't be more right-wing violence by claiming it's an attack on Christianity. That's a way for them to hand-wave it away and blame atheists for it. Lefties, progressives, right? And here's what they're doing, folks. Here's how they're trying to fucking sell it. They're lying. I guess I'll go ahead and do this. Let me scroll this down here. And yes, a guy rams his car through a church, shot it up, and then set it on fire, killing at least 2 people. He killed 4, I believe. And you get none of that from J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is all like, just an awful situation in Michigan. FBI's on the scene and the entire administration is monitoring things. Say a prayer for the victims and first responders. When they think it's a left-wing person, they're always like, left-wing violence is out of control. We got to crack down to the left. We got to take guns away from every trans person on earth. When it's a MAGA, they're like, oh my God, it's so awful. Thoughts and prayers. Suddenly, tune has changed a bit. Can't help but notice. And when Charlie Kirk was dead, all the MAGA was like, this is war. We killing all y'all. This is war. And then our Iraq veteran with American flags on his truck shoots up a church. And they're like, come on, guys. Let's not jump to conclusions. He probably just hated Christians. Yeah, that's probably it. I mean, like 85% of violence, political-wise, is committed by the right wing. Probably his hatred for Jesus. And yeah, why are conservatives up in arms about a man clearly targeting and killing their fellow Republicans while in the middle of worshiping God on Sunday? Suddenly, no one wants to declare that you have no idea what you've just unleashed. Why the silence? Why the double standard? We know you guys ain't about shit. When it's right-wingers doing it, you're crickets, blind eye. But when you think it's a left-winger doing it, when it's not a left-winger, you're just going to accuse the left of everything, as you always do. And here's a new thing they're doing, folks. They're photoshopping out Trump's image off his shirt, and then they're claiming that the pictures of him wearing Trump's shirt are the Photoshop ones. This is how dishonest these fucking people are. They know what they're doing. They're doing it on purpose, but it doesn't matter. Here's a 0 Hour. That's the same guy on the last show. I showed you his tweet where he was saying about that white kid. They got kidnapped by a bunch of Mexicans and shot and shit, and the kid just made the whole thing up. And he was demanding that we basically get locked and loaded and prepare for the war the Browns are coming at us with. They know it's not true, but they don't give a shit. Their entire purpose is to muddy up the water. And since they have total information control, it doesn't matter what the truth is. It only matters what people see. And so, yes, they photoshopped Donald Trump off his shirt. They're like, if you hadn't photoshopped it, disinformation Democrats. But, of course, that's a fucking lie. Yep. I actually verified this myself, folks, which you can do yourself. Here's the Photoshop version the Republicans are putting out. Here's the real version. He actually did have Trump on his shirt. You can go. Let's see if it's still up. The Facebook page was still up earlier. Let's see. Yep, still up. There it is. Brantley's journey from 2019. Nobody went back in time to 2019 and Photoshopped Trump's picture on this guy's shirt, right? But they know it's not true, folks. They know it's a lie, and they don't care. They just want to muddy the fucking waters. They want to blame the left for everything and take no responsibility for shit. And Cat Turd, one of the biggest liars on the fucking internet, but of course, tens of thousands of likes for derp. Look, they photoshopped it, y'all, but they didn't. You guys just lie, and you don't care that you lie because you literally get rewarded the more you fucking lie. And then there was another one, folks. Not to be undone, 2 Iraq war veterans in their 40s committed terrorist acts this weekend. Secondly, the crazy motherfucker in his boat drove up next to the American beer company which I guess is on the water, and shot it up, killing 3 people. Law enforcement officials are on the scene of a shooting in the Southport Yacht Basin. Around 9:30 Saturday, a boat with a single occupant was traveling the Cape Fear River when it paused briefly at the American Fish Company dock, and then the shooter fired into the crowd. Killed 3 people. And it was this dude did it, another Iraq war veteran, and it's a whole crazy story, to be honest with you, y'all. First off, apparently this motherfucker used to date Kelly Pickler. Remember Kelly Pickler from American Idol? Yeah, everybody remembers Kelly Pickler. Here he is on a date with Kelly Pickler, taking her to the CMT Music Awards. And she's all like, she's up here. Me and my date, Sergeant Sean DeBevoise. That's how you pronounce that. Pickler said on X as she posted a picture of her with a military veteran. Back in the day, it was all about worshiping the troops. And, you know, she's trying to get in good with all the conservatives who like her and figured they buy her music. So I'll go to the CMTs with the soldier. Thank you for your service. That'll go over well. But nah, you picked a psycho. It didn't go well for Kelly Pickler. So more to this story. First off, who is Nigel Edge? Not his real name. That's a fake name he made up to call himself. But who was he? He was a military veteran and crazy as shit, complicated legal history. Records show Edge had filed several lawsuits in North Carolina in the months prior to the shooting. In one lawsuit, Edge alleged the Generations Church was at the center of a civil conspiracy with the involvement of both the LGBTQ community and white supremacist pedophiles. So this whole thing is about hatred of gay people, y'all. Now, he was crazy. He was clearly mentally unstable. But it doesn't take much to set these mentally unstable people off. And when they're inundated with anti-gay, anti-trans hate day in and day out, just a matter of time before it sets one of these people off. Now, why they chose this particular bar to go shoot up, I have no idea. Might not be a rational reason they did it. They're crazy as fucking shit. This is how crazy this person was. Also, filed a lawsuit against Kelly Pickler. Yeah, no good deed goes unpunished, Kelly Pickler. Edge wasn't completely unknown before the shooting because he accompanied former American Idol contestant Kelly Pickler. Although the pair appeared to lose contact after the event, he sued her in February 2025 and claimed she attempted to kill him while they attended the event. Oh, shit. I'm sure that was thrown out. So clearly a very mentally disturbed dude. But we live in a society where basically we have a suicide pact. There's nothing we can do about these shooters. I mean, there's stuff we could do. There's nothing we will do about these shooters. One of his very close friends went public and was like, hey, we used to be like best friends, and then he got some kind of mental illness and was completely fucking insane, and I went to the cops repeatedly to try to get them to do something about him, and nobody would do shit. I warned fucking everybody. Here's the post. This is from Mark D. Simmons. I have received dozens of messages and calls today, so I felt like I had to say something. As many of you know, Sean, I refuse to call him Nigel, shot and killed 3 people and injured several others at American Fish Company last night. Sean was someone I once considered family. Sean and I met while attending college here in Wilmington about a year after we both ESA'd out of the Marine Corps back in 2008. Spent countless hours fishing and quickly learning. We attended boot camps during the exact same time and graduated on the same day, just different platoons. We even knew some of the same guys from the recon bin. This friendship turned into a brotherhood, and Sean quickly became part of my family. So much so that in 2015, Melissa and I even asked him to be the godfather to our only daughter, and he became known as Uncle Sean. At the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, something changed. His paranoia grew, and despite us trying to help him, we grew distant. We learned that he had been diagnosed with delusional disorder after a short stay in a mental hospital. After years of keeping our distance, Sean came to my place of work and decided that I was somehow part of his crazy conspiracies. It was after this that I notified the courts that this was a person that was not only mentally ill, but also a trained sniper, and steps should be taken and taken serious. I feared retaliation due to his insane conspiracy. I tried, people. I really did. I spent several days in court trying to get people to understand he should be taken as a threat, and he is unhinged. The last time in court, I was there for him breaking the no contact order that was granted, and in place, to which the court responded, he is not an immediate threat, therefore we cannot arrest him. I asked if they could at least take his weapons. The answer was again, he was not a threat. The system failed, and now innocent people are dead because people were afraid of making a decision. Yes, me and my family are fine. This was 100% predictable and 100% preventable. The system is so fucking flawed. So, yep. We should have, at the very minimum, red flag laws in place that allow you to take people's guns when you know they're fucking crazy, when they have a history of mental illness and fucking threats. But our sheriffs, our police say, even if you pass these laws, we will not enforce them. So nothing can be done or nothing will be done. You just have to die, people. Every time you leave the house, there's a chance some crazy person can murk you. And that's just the price you have to pay to live in America. That's the America Charlie Kirk wanted. And yep, here's the church, folks. Burn the whole fucking thing to the ground. And I'm starting to wonder, should the radical right be declared a terrorist organization? Something to ponder and think about. Hey, that's what they say about the left. One person that has a trans boyfriend or girlfriend goes, murks Charlie Kirk, and suddenly we're all terrorists. Think what's good for the goose should be good for the gander, in my opinion. And it is quite remarkable, though, how much they're trying to pin all the violence these days on the left. So this went around social media the last couple of days, was very popular. Abigail Jackson says, Democrats calling your political opponents Nazis has consequences. Study, left-wing terrorism climbs to 30-year high. And to prove her point, she posts this chart. Now, folks, this chart is broken into two parts, gray and yellow. The gray is right-wing violence, and the yellow is left-wing violence. Anybody else notice something? It's almost entirely right-wing violence over the last several years. But this year, for obvious reasons, because fascism has taken over the secret fucking police every goddamn where. Left-wing violence, an uptick. Crazies out there. Gorking folks. But historically, look at this by your own chart, by your own fucking chart. Right-wingers doing the vast majority of the violence. But literally, right-wingers will post this chart with no irony whatsoever, as though this proves their points. And I agree with Hassan Abbey here. It's quite remarkable that political polarization and anti-intellectualism has made it so that you can directly stare at a chart that shows that the overwhelming majority of domestic terror has come from the right, and people will still believe the opposite claim. And that is where we're at, folks. Facts don't even matter. They can literally show a chart to you proving the opposite of their claim, and people will still share that like gangbusters, like they made a good fucking point. And you know who else loved this chart, folks? Democrat, super Democrat John Fetterman. John Fetterman reposted the same chart and used this to make a claim that left-wing violence is out of control. John Fetterman says, unchecked extreme rhetoric, like labels as Hitler and fascist, will foment more extreme outcomes. Political violence is always wrong. No exceptions. We must all turn the temperature down. How about you turn the temperature of your body down to 0? You should be dead, motherfucker. Yeah, you know what? People calling Nazis Nazis is not the fucking problem. The problem is them being fucking Nazis, okay? Me pointing out direct, obvious fascism at it as it's done. That's not the fucking problem. That's not causing the violence. It's the people doing the fucking fascism. That's the violence, Stroker Ace. Holy shit. Anyway. Criminal charges for Newsom. We gotta immediately throw Gavin Newsom in prison. Do you know why? You know why we gotta throw Gavin Newsom in prison? Because he dared call Pee Wee German a fascist. That's right, folks. I mean, he is a fascist, Pee Wee German. We know this by just observing what he's doing and reporting accurately on it. But Gavin Newsom is like, That motherfucker a fascist! So GOP representative demands criminal charges for Newsom after Newsom correctly labels Voldemort as a fascist. And you can't have that. Can't tell the truth about fascists, folks, because telling the truth is violence. And just to show you what hypocrites they are, folks, how many times you think Pee Wee German Stephen Miller has called people fascists? Unlimited! The Democrats appointed communist judges, and they're all fascist. Fascist, fascist party, fascist party, fascist party. Third world fascists, you're all fascist. Dozens of times he's called people fascists, but it's fine when they do it, folks. It's not violence when they do it. It's only violence when we fucking do it. And they're not even trying to hide that they think that, folks. They know exactly what they're doing. So when Republicans call Democrats fascist, it's safe. But when Democrats call Republican fascist, it's incitement to violence. And if I pretend otherwise, I'm a liar. That's right. That's right. And as Hassan Abbey says, they know they're fascist. They know it's unpopular. They want to make it illegal to oppose fascism with the hopes that people will keep their discontent quiet, which is exactly what fascists did. Yeah, that's 100% what fascists did. You're not allowed to call them fascist. They're going to make it illegal, which is fascist as fuck. But they don't give a shit. As usual, they're the people of nothing. Here's Libs of TikTok talking about Greg Abbott, Governor Newsom, who said Stephen Miller's a fascist. And she's like, is this what toning down the rhetoric looks like? Newsom knows exactly what he's doing here. That's right. You're trying to cause violence, Newsom. Only lefties try to call violence, literally the saying woman, this is war. It's war. But calling for war is not violence. That's not trying to be divisive. Different when they do it, baby. Don't hold them to account. Meanwhile, since we're talking about Voldemort, you guys won't be surprised to know that he is behind all the extrajudicial strikes in Venezuela. You know, the 3 different mass murders that we've done. We've been blowing up boats in the ocean and claiming that they're drug dealers. Some of them may be. I have no idea. I do know they have not provided any evidence suggesting these people are or not. But yeah, no shit. If I was going to say who is behind the extrajudicial killings, I'd be like, yeah, oh yeah, it's this guy. This guy, definitely psychopath. Meanwhile, don't let them lie to you folks and tell you that they're about to invade Venezuela because they care about drugs coming into this country. Don't let them lie to you and tell you that they care about the fentanyl deaths. None of that shit, because the truth is, drug prosecutions are at the lowest level in decades. The number of people charged with breaking federal drug laws dropped to the lowest level in decades this year after the Trump administration ordered enforcement agencies to focus on deporting immigrants, because that's what they really care about, rounding up the browns. As I reported previously, cocaine prices are down 50% because they're not rounding up the drug dealers anymore. They don't actually give a shit about that. The reason they're killing people extrajudiciously is for much more nefarious purposes, because they want to set the precedent that without any evidence, they can just kill anybody they want to, period. That's what they get off on. And of course, they also use those murders to distract from the Epstein files, because that's the level of evil we're dealing with. Meanwhile, more right-wing violence. I cover this story, but new details about the Texas man charged with threat to shoot up Abilene Pride Parade. He sent a message to his friend saying, fuck their parade. I say we lock and load and pay them back for taking out Charlie Kirk. Joshua Quo wrote on a September 18th message to a Facebook friend, come on, bro. Let's go hunting fairies, he wrote. So, yeah, they locked this motherfucker up before he did another mass shooting. But, yeah, it's the left, folks. It's the left doing all the violence. But they're just saying that so they can crack down on our free speech, so they can shut down their political opponents, so they can have our channels fucking banned, because they don't want you to fucking know the truth. They just want to do all their evil in the dark of night without a spotlight shone upon it. And that's what's all this about, folks. And that is my coverage of the count them, two right-wing Iraq war veteran terrorist attacks that happened this weekend alone. Holy shit, folks. Is it me, or is this stuff happening more often? Seems like it is to me. Seems like every fucking week there's 2 or 3 of these things now. Shit is accelerating. And all right, folks, get your super chats in. We're about to do first and last time I'm ever going to do this. You guys heard about the Ryder Cup and all the embarrassment that America inflicted upon itself? Well, I'm going to cover it. If you didn't hear about it, here we go.
USA! USA! USA!
Oh, so another week of embarrassment for America, folks. You guys know what the Ryder Cup is? So, apparently, there is a golf tournament, country versus country. Like golf wasn't already boring enough as it is. You got to bring countries into this. So they had a big Ryder Cup last week. Europe against America, right? And so Donald Trump had to put himself right in the middle of it. Everything's got to be about him. And so here's Karen Levitt lying about it. So regardless of the fact that the Ryder Cup has taken place every single year since 1927 without any incident whatsoever, apparently this year it was only saved by our dear leader, Donald Trump.
And on Friday, the president will travel to Long Island for the Ryder Cup golf match between the United States and Europe. This event is one of the greatest sporting events in the world, and it would not be taking place this year without President Trump's help. President Trump signed an executive order last week preventing a strike that would have crippled the New York City area ahead of the tournament, and at the request of the 5 labor unions who all represent workers on the Long Island Railroad. One of the greatest golfers in the world, Bryson DeChambeau, praised the president's critical intervention, saying, quote, "When the possibility of a strike threatened to disrupt transportation and attendance, President Trump stepped up."
Hey, get that worker strike. Fuck that. President going to use his powers for the really important things like golf tournaments. So because Trump was there, all the worst among us in society were there. All the worst examples of being in America. And here's Trump out there, fist bumping the American team. President's Ryder Cup arrival welcomed with Keegan Bradley's Trump dance, Bryson DeChambeau's fist bump. All garbage, the whole American team, as you might imagine, just trash fucking humans. And so the garbage came out to have a look, folks. It's basically Happy Gilmore. That's what our society has turned into. It's idiocracy. This gentleman made a quick video explaining the situation.
The U.S. is embarrassing themselves at the Ryder Cup. Not only on the course, where Europe is actually mopping the floor with us, but off the course, too, with the fans. Because there's been a lot of instances this weekend where we have just taken it way too far. And really, it's all starting with this clip right here, which is just unacceptable. So for this year's Ryder Cup, they hired someone called a TMC, which is basically just someone to get the crowd pumped.
They hired this comedian chick to get up there and rile up the fucking crowd. And
it took this TMC a whopping 2 days to lose her job, because this is the chant that she decided to go with to hype the crowd up. Fuck you, Rory! On top of that, we have...
So I guess Rory is like the team captain of the European team. More of that in a minute.
This fan going to hit a putt and then breaks the cardinal rule of golf.
Fuck you, Rory!
Oh, come on.
Come on, man!
And I get it. Rory is really annoying. He can be a dickhead sometimes, but this is not acceptable. And then this clip, which has yet to be verified, but apparently a U.S. fan threw a drink at Rory's wife. He's asking her if she's okay, and then moves her along.
Classy, America. Keep it
now,
classy.
Listen, I'm a huge advocate of all the shit talking and the rowdiness of the crowd at the Ryder Cup, but if there was a line right here, the U.S., they crossed it. We're way up here.
So, embarrassment all the way fucking around. It's a garbage fucking planet. We're a garbage country. Here they are calling him a, was it a queer?
Rory! Hey, you faggot.
Faggot, even worse.
Throw him out.
Oh.
Throw him out.
For what?
Throw him out.
For what?
For calling me a faggot.
Yeah, he's like, throw that motherfucker out! I ain't golfing. This guy gonna sit in the audience and call me a faggot. Just one embarrassment after the other, folks. Here he is, just trying to golf. Can't have that. No decorum anymore, folks. No respect, no decency. It's America. It's a whole party based on, look how triggered everybody is by how awful we are. We're the worst sexist shit in the world. Look how mad everybody is. Haha, this is great. It's what America's about now. Anyway, next clip. And this is basically what it was like, him trying to putt golf. It was just Happy Gilmore, folks.
Damn you people, this is golf! Not a rock concert!
Yep, America has become the bad guys from 90s movies now. That's the level we're at. And I ain't never been in no golf tournament. This guy says that he's been a bunch of golf tournaments and this isn't normal. I mean, aren't they usually supposed to shut the fuck up? I mean, I understand like chatting before the guy golfs, but aren't you like supposed to be silent when he golfs? Isn't that just how the whole thing's supposed to work? I don't know. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong here. And that's not even the worst part of it, folks. The worst part of it is how bad America is at international sports shit talk. And I know that we see the videos on the internet of other countries. They're like doing soccer. And they're all into it. Ole, 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 ole. And they're all chanting in the fucking stadiums and stomping their feet. The whole goddamn stadium rocking. They're really into it. Camaraderie. They're fucking into their team. They're 100% behind it. And we're watching that in America. We're like, we want to be like that. Oh my God, that looks so cool. We want to be really tribal towards our team. But America just sucks shit at it, folks. It's amazing how bad we are at this, how out of our league. So this is a comparison between other countries and their shit talk and then the way we do it. I guess this is Europe?
To sew my car, to Bobby McIntyre.
Ireland?
To sew my car, to Bobby McIntyre.
And here's America.
Oh, US run up the score. We're gonna yell for more.
Come on, America! Holy shit, that's bad!
I'll be watching John Ram.
Another country.
The hot sun. That's another point.
They know how to do it.
Whoa! From
Then America.
every mountainside, let freedom ring.
I ain't with these assholes! Just what the fuck, dude? A black hole of charisma. Holy God. I don't want to denounce my Americanism because then Donald Trump will shit me off. But anyway, more examples of this. Here's the foreigners versus America. And they're like, yeah, woo, they got their shoes off. Shoes off. Fuck yeah. And here's America. They dress like some goddamn Revolutionary War dickheads just sitting there quiet. You goddamn dorks. Yeah, woo. I'm with these people. Then America. Just sitting there watching. Ain't got nothing. Just embarrassing. And folks, not everybody in America is just this bland mayonnaise fucking no spice potato salad, okay? Some of us got a little flavor over here. Fuck these guys. These are the kind of dickheads you would think would pay $800 to go to a golf game, though. Just super embarrassing all the way around. And then America got their ass kicked. All this trolling didn't pay the fuck off. Europe whooped that monkey ass. And then after they went through all the things they went through, they decided to do a bit of the trolling.
Are you watching? Are you watching? Are you watching Donald? Are you watching Donald Trump?
Are you watching Donald Trump?
Watching Donald Trump.
We whipped your ass. We destroyed America. Donald Trump, fuck you. And I do agree the Ryder Cup is the perfect representative for Trump's America. Let this gentleman explain it to you.
We need to talk about that Ryder Cup crowd.
Let's do
this
it.
weekend. That was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
Their behavior was no wonder everybody hates America right now. It
Already
was a
knew
perfect
why.
representation of what we are as a country right now.
I
A
agree.
young, conservative, disrespectful sack of shit crowd.
Garbage. Yes, we are garbage.
That's what they were.
Agreed.
You can get mad at me all you want to for saying conservative about,
I ain't mad
that's
at
what
you.
they were. That's who watches golf.
No lies detected.
We didn't deserve to win just based on that crowd alone. I was kind of glad Europe won.
Me too, baby.
I hope they're still stuck in traffic. I hope they're stuck in traffic till Tuesday from leaving that place the way they were this weekend.
And other people also noticing how trash America looks in this situation.
So as we move into the final day of the Ryder Cup, a couple of things. America, you're being represented by the very worst of you.
We are. We
Some of
elected
us understand that.
the
but
worst of us.
On screens around the world, people are watching one of the few sports that America takes part in internationally. And they're looking at you. And they're thinking, fuck me. And it's a representation of how the dictator-in-chief has enabled and unleashed the very worst of the loud minority in the States.
Not sure about that. I think that's just who we are now.
Most of us understand that that's not a true reflection of who Americans are, but they're the
I don't know about
loudest
that, dog.
voices, and that braying boorishness,
I think that's
that
who we
lack
are.
of civility and courtesy
We're just garbage.
is what represents you on the global stage now. And that represents you on the global stage because the tango shitgibbon is like that. And the captain of the Ryder Cup came out yesterday and demonstrated not only the discourteous side, the mean-spirited side of Trump and his policies and his attitude, but actually it demonstrated that, as I say, the Ryder Cup captain is prepared to lie about things. So when he was picked up in the press conference about the...
Anyway, I'm going to cut it off there, folks. Now, you know me, I don't give a shit about golf because why the fuck would I? But clearly an embarrassment for America. Clearly, NASCAR fans have found golf thanks to Donald Trump, and they can all have each other. I ain't watching that shit no way. And that is my Ryder Cup coverage, folks. And halftime, hey, it's not really halftime. I got plenty of show to go for you guys, but now I'm going to take a quick moment to read the super chats. And hey, shut up, Dusty! Perfect hair tonight, though. If you are watching this video, you know you are, click the more button. It pops down the description. The very first link goes to my Patreon. So basically, as I described to you guys before, I'm basically a digital busker. I only make money if you guys chip in and help me keep the lights on. I don't sell nothing, don't have no merchandise, don't have no fucking sponsors, don't count anybody out of money. I just tell the truth, and my whole business model is, could you please help me stay in business? Help me feed my animals. And if you can, go to my Patreon, chip in a few bucks, and as a bonus, you get access to the after party, all the after parties in a night, as promised. Giant after party coming your way tonight, guys. It's starting, look at this big after party. Look at this shit. Starts right here and goes all the way down to here. Big one. So come hang out with me. It's the show after the show tonight on the after party. Thank you in advance. And all right, let's go ahead and read the super chats. And as usual, if you're watching the replay, aim your camera phone at this QR code above my head. Go chip in a few bucks at PayPal. It's a great way to support the show. They take less money than anybody else. So if you're on PayPal, help me out if you can. I appreciate it. And first off, BBC, funny how it almost never seems to be a trans person doing all of the unaliving. It's always the maggots. Maybe the National Guard should go to their neighborhoods and intimidate them into behaving. Yeah, but it doesn't matter what the truth is. It matters who controls the narrative, and they do. So I don't know what we're going to do about it, to be honest with you. It doesn't look like there's anything we can do. Rebecca Poise, $40. Glad we're all this together. Hey, that's true. The only thing we can do is stick together. And we do have the best audience on all of YouTube. So thank you guys for making me feel less alone. And good to see you tonight, Rebecca. Thank you, as always, for supporting the show. They're coming for you, Speaker Johnson. Rock on, Dusty. I did hear somebody threatening Speaker Johnson. They said they were going to release his Grindr profile if he didn't immediately swear in that Democrat that he's not swearing in because she's going to be the tie-breaking vote to release the Epstein files. They're doing everything they can to cover up for pedophilia because why wouldn't they do that? It's America, baby. We'll see if that's true or not. 10 tickets, fuck yeah, Kevin Milligan. If you got your ticket, please check the community section of YouTube for tonight's link to the after party. Come hang out with me and Kevin Milligan and give him your love. And that's the way to do it. They give out tickets randomly, but you got to be here live for your chance to win one. Thank you, Kevin Milligan. You fucking rock. Samuel Cully, $5. Wilmington, North Carolina is where 60 residents were massacred during a racist coup in 1898, except it was Democrats. Yeah, when the parties were flipped, Democrats used to be the racist sons of bitches, like the more racist sons of bitches. And then because of the Southern strategy, the Republicans are like, we're going to be even more racist than you. And then it all flip-flop around, but I'm not surprised to hear that, Samuel Cully. I am Two Fly Cam, $2. Why are MAGA so angry, homicidal? They won, right? I know, right? They own fucking everything. They fucking rule us, and they still mad about it. I think they're just angry that their life didn't turn out the way they wanted it to, because they're fucking losers to begin with, and so they're never going to be happy. That's my theory. Swaggering Cat says, the Pharaohs hate golf. Hey, the Pharaohs are geniuses. They think it's a waste of good sand trap. Yeah, that should be children playing out here. Falling Down. Great movie. Thank you, Swaggering Cat. Nikki Christine, $10. I am flying out to Portland this week. Go protest. What's your opinion on the situation with him calling Portland war ravaged? It's just an excuse for him to send the military in and get us used to the military on our fucking streets. Do you think the plan to sue Trump would do anything to deter the National Guard? Hell no. He ain't listening to the fucking courts. He's ignoring everything. He's a dictator. Good luck out there, Nikki. Thank you. Say Dior Productions, $2. MAGA admin trying to frame Mormon mafia. We all know the Mormons killed Charlie Kirk. I think we can all agree on that. It definitely wasn't the left. Don't kill me. It wasn't me, y'all. It wasn't me. And, well, that's Buddy's Floyd Fluff and stuff. Hey, if you don't get your ticket and you want a ticket, you can buy one for $2.99 a month and you get customized emojis to spam the chat with. So spam that chat, Floyd Fluff and stuff. Cole James, love the kids and love you, Cole James. Thank you, as always, for supporting the world's greatest show. You fucking rock. And Veggie Outgirl, $5. I mailed your magazine last week. Should be there soon. I appreciate you. You fucking rock. And all right, folks, going to read all the PayPals if I get any. You can click on this, or you can click aim your phone at this and go to the link, and it's Tales of Woke. And all the rest of the super chats, kind of low tonight. We need $300 to get our nuts, so please help me get the $300 mark. I would appreciate it. If you like this show, please support it so I can keep doing it. Otherwise, I will have to go work at Walmart. And also, like, I'm hired an editor, so I got to pay the editor like $1,200 a month now, so I need help with that. So if you like the show, you want to succeed, it's the only show in the world like this, so help me out. Going to read them at the end of the show. But for now, let's move along, folks. It's time for some Chud Watch. This motherfucking gonna lag. I didn't move it up to the main hard drive yet. I knew it was gonna do that. We talk about Chuds, then make fun of them. And first off, everybody's like, release those Epstein files. Immediately release the Epstein files. So Donald Trump, Johnny on the spot to release the Amelia Hart files. That's not what we wanted, but it doesn't matter, folks. That's what you get. I have been asked by many people about the life and times of Amelia Hart. Literally nobody has ever asked about that. Such an interesting story, and I would consider declassifying, releasing everything about her. Nobody gives a shit, you fucking pedo. Release the Epstein files, but oh well. We don't deserve nice things, I guess. Meanwhile, bragging about his Saddam palace. We've been giving him the business, making fun of him because all this gaudy gold shit looks like it was spray painted. And Donald Trump is all like, some of the highest quality 24 karat gold. Use the Oval Office. First off, 24 karat gold is pure gold. So there is no highest quality 24 karat gold. It's all the same. Anyway, we're $40 trillion in debt, Saddam Hussein. Maybe focus on the important things, but can't. Wants to know that this gaudy sumbitch rules us. Meanwhile, I'm just impressed by how much money people just dump upon this motherfucker constantly. Dude just walks out the door and gets hit with $1 million bills. Now apparently YouTube is paying Donald Trump $24.5 million because they suspended his account. Now, do they have the right to suspend anybody they want to his accounts? Of course. It is right there in their user agreement. This is as a frivolous of lawsuit as it possibly gets. But as always, these big corporations, they want excuses to bribe Donald Trump. And if he files frivolous lawsuits against them, then they can bribe him legally in fucking public and get away with it. And that's what YouTube is doing. Fucking YouTube sucks shit. Nothing good on YouTube. Google-owned video site YouTube will pay $24.5 million to settle a lawsuit brought by Donald Trump over the company's 2021 decision to suspend his account. It's straight-up mafia extortion, folks. They know that if they don't cave to Donald Trump, he's going to use the power of the federal government to come after them, to make their lives a living hell, and $25 million is nothing to these people. They'll throw that at him for a bribe just so he'll leave them fucking alone in a heartbeat. And they'll probably get benefits from it that far exceed the investment of $25 million in this bribe. So there'll be a big payoff for YouTube when it's all said and done. And then Saudi Arabia giving him $1 million because why the fuck not, folks? We went from they did 9/11 to they're giving our president $1 billion. Makes sense. Only took 20 years. London real estate developer Dar Global said Monday that it plans to launch a Trump Plaza in the Red Sea city of Jeddah. Its second collaboration with the Trump Organization, the $1 billion project will be the second Trump branding development in Saudi Arabia, following the launch of Trump Tower Jeddah in December last year. So unlimited money for our president. Why would our president not be making billions of dollars from Saudi royalty while he's in the White House? Just another day that ends in the Y in the most corrupt administration in the history of this country. Meanwhile, lying about January 6th, folks. This is what they're going to do. They're rewriting history in front of our eyes. And then they're going to, in my opinion, force all the schools to start teaching this. So the kids in the future will believe that January 6th was actually caused by the FBI. All the MAGA people were totally fucking innocent. FBI tried to overthrow our government and put Trump in, I guess, but that's also bad. Don't think about it. Trump says it was just revealed that the FBI had secretly placed, against all rules, regulations, and protocols and standards, 274 FBI agents into the crowd just prior to and during the January 6th hoax. This is different from what Director Christopher Wray stated. So, yes, he was president when this happened. So even if what he's saying is true, what this means is he was such a feckless leader that he couldn't control his own FBI, and they try to do a coup against him. That's what he suggested here. Only, of course, none of this is fucking true. Even his own FBI director currently came out and said this is not true. So he's claiming, as you see, they had 274 FBI agents in the crowd just prior to and during, but that's not what happened. What happened was the FBI responded on Saturday to report that 274 plainclothes agents were at the U.S. Capitol riot on January 6th. And Kash Patel said agents were sent into a crowd control mission after the riot was declared. So despite what Donald Trump just said, his own FBI director saying that's not true. What happened was all the MAGA people tried to overthrow the government, and they stormed the Capitol. And so the local FBI offices were like, send everybody plainclothes to keep an eye on, track and trace who's doing what. That's what the fuck happened. But it doesn't matter, folks. Doesn't matter what the truth is. It only matters who controls the narrative, and they control the narrative, so history will be rewritten. It's 1984 every day up in this bitch. Meanwhile, to distract the Epstein files, he's sending the troops to war-ravaged Portland, because why wouldn't he do this? Instead of all the red states that desperately need it. I thought he was going to send it to Memphis. Memphis is the fucking killing fields. But no, instead, dorky-ass Portland, because it's Democrat, right? Because it's progressive. He's just trying to use the government to make the lives of Democrats worse. Literally just trying to get us used to martial law, the militarization of our streets. President Donald Trump is directing Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to send U.S. troops to Portland, he said Saturday on True Social. So pretty clear what this is about, folks. This is just a precursor to suspending the midterm elections if you can't get enough seats swapped, which they're working on right now to make sure that none of our votes count, to make sure they pick up multiple seats in the House so it doesn't matter who we fucking vote for. But if they can't get that done, obviously the second plan is just to declare martial law and suspend the elections. And meanwhile, bad guys won, folks. What can you say? DLG subpoenas records of Georgia DA Fannie Willis. This is exactly what the mob does. If you come after us, we're going to come after you, make an example out of you. And so America decided, folks, America decided we want bad guys to rule us. America decided that anybody who's decent, anybody who tried to hold criminals to account, they're the ones that have to be punished. The good guys had to be put in prison. The bad guys had to fucking rule us. That's what America wanted. That's what the fuck America got. And that's where we're at, folks. So it's a shame what our society's become, but the fuck can you do? It's a country too stupid to exist. And speaking of which, let's check in with the economy. It's getting so bad that even Fox News admitting that beef prices are going through the roof.
Kelly, beef prices are higher. I got that. How much more are we actually paying?
Yeah, you're really going to be treating yourself at the grocery store, Stu. Take a look at this. For ground beef, prices are up about 14% year over
in 1 year.
Or I should say 13%, I believe. Roast, 14%. Steaks, 17%.
17% in 1 fucking year. He's only been in office for less than a year. 17%. Imagine what it's going to be in 5 fucking years. It's going to be a fucking treat to eat steak. Now, I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat this shit anyway. But you folks, it's going to be something only for the rich. It's going to be something you only have every once in a while. I grew up eating steak all the fucking time. That was a normal staple of the American diet. Well, no more. Remember? The left was coming for you guys steak. The left was going to make you eat bugs and shit. But nope. It's the right, as usual, doing exactly what they claim the other side is going to do. And meat, no longer what's for dinner. IKEA warning higher prices are coming due to tariffs. Not going to be able to get cheap furniture. It's still going to be made cheap, but it's going to be expensive, cheap-ass furniture. IKEA has responded to President Donald Trump's decision to impose substantial tariffs on its signature product line, warning that customers may soon face higher prices as a result. Our goal is to offer affordable, good-quality home furnishings to everyone. In our experience, across the markets we operate in, tariffs make these ambitions more difficult. Yep. We will be imposing a 50% tariff on all kitchen cabinets, Donald Trump said. So higher prices, yay, everything got to be more expensive. The exact opposite of what he promised. Meanwhile, guess what else is going up? You guys hate movies, right? If there's one thing I know about Americans, it's how much we hate our movies. Well, Donald Trump says 100% tariffs on movies. They deleted it, but it's fine, folks. Donald Trump says, hey, they're starting to go overseas and film all the movies. So from today forth, every movie shot overseas has a 100% tariff. Only how you going to put a tariff on a goddamn movie, okay? It's not like it's a good that they're importing into this fucking country. It's going to be up on Netflix. How you going to fucking tariff that shit? I don't know. But got to give the mob boss his cut every step of the way, guys. Everything got to be super expensive. Meanwhile, it just seems like to me a lot of maggots are bipolar as fuck. At first, Cynthia Holt was all like, I'd gladly pay higher food prices to make our country safer and to give those jobs back to Americans. Deport them all! No excuses or special permissions. This was just a couple months ago, June 12th. Now suddenly she's like, I don't know about you, but my grocery bills are still sky high. I'm not at all happy about it. Let's not bullshit each other. It's true. Bitch, who could be responsible for this? It's you. Look in the mirror. I thought you were fine with it. That's what you voted for. Shut the fuck up and die. And then, farmers about to get a giant goddamn bailout. They voted for Donald Trump. They voted to destroy the economy. And now, just like the conservatives they are, they got their hand out for a little socialism because they fucking love it when it's them getting that money. And here is Thune misrepresenting why we have to bail out the farmers.
Why should American taxpayers bail out farmers who are hurting because of the president's tariff policies?
Now, great question. I hate these fucking shows, though. They ask the questions, and then these people do everything they can to avoid actually answering the question, and then they don't press them on it.
Well, look, I think that the farmers, and I represent a lot of them, and they want nothing more than open markets. There are markets.
Then why did they vote for Donald Trump, who specifically said he was going to have closed markets, specifically said he was going to do a trade war, right? They should have voted for him if that's what they wanted.
Right now that aren't open to some of our commodities. As a consequence of that, we've got a big harvest coming in here in South Dakota, corn and soybeans, and no place to go with it. So what the president has said is...
Yeah, why? Why no place to go with it? Why did that happen? Explain.
I'm going to support and I'm going to help our farmers.
Like literally because of your tariffs, that's why they don't have a place to sell their soybeans. You caused the fucking problem. That's not helping the farmers.
And so we are looking at, I'm a member of the Senate Ag Committee, have been for some time, and we're looking at potential solutions to make sure that we can help support farmers until some of those markets come back.
Yeah, they're not coming back ever, folks. Why would they? In fact, they've already made deals behind our backs for soybeans with countries such as Venezuela, who are also Argentina, who are bailing out, folks. So here's what happened. The U.S. agreed to bail Argentina out for $20 billion, even though America is suffering, even though a lot of us are having trouble making ends meet, feeding our fucking families. America first, baby, so we're bailing out Argentina for $20 billion. Well, Argentina agreed not to do backdoor deals with places like China, but that's exactly what they did. They agreed to sell all their soybeans to China. So China doesn't have to buy soybeans from us. So not only are we bailing them out for $20 billion, but a lot of this money that we're bailing our farmers out, it's because Argentina stabbed us in the back and is selling all the soybeans to fucking China. So order the deal, baby. Get fucked coming and goddamn going. And Trump administration, some of them seem to be kind of freaking out about the situation. Breaking. A leaked pic of Treasury Secretary's phone shows a panic text from the Agriculture Secretary. Somebody who was standing behind him, I guess on a plane or some shit, took a picture of his fucking phone and saw this text from the Agriculture Secretary texting him. And the text says, "Just a heads up, I am getting more intel, but this is highly unfortunate. We bailed out Argentina yesterday, and in return, Argentina removed their export tariffs on grains, reducing their price to China at a time when we would normally be selling to China," the message read. "Soy prices are dropping further because of it. This gives China more leverage on us," the message continued, with Rollins adding, "I'm on a plane, but Scott, I can call you when I land, so yeah, hilarious." They know that Trump fucked them. They know Argentina fucked them. They know all this is stupid as shit, but hey, they're in a cult. So they can't really speak out about it publicly. All they can do is text each other about it. Meanwhile, why are we bailing out Argentina? Now, there's a couple reasons. One, because Argentina is run by a far-right libertarian dickhead who has been propped up by people like Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and they don't want another far-right dickhead to fail. They want other far-right authoritarians in governments across the country to back up our fascism, right? But secondly, and you're going to be surprised, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, one of his best friends, is going to make a killing from this bailout, folks. Last week, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced a $20 billion package to rescue the Argentinian economy. The risky taxpayer-financed deal, which involves trading U.S. dollars for Argentine pesos, has little upside for ordinary Americans. Argentina is not a significant U.S. trading partner, and its economy, long in turmoil, has little impact on the United States. However, Bessent's announcement had massive economic benefits for one American, billionaire hedge fund manager Rob Citrone, who has placed large bets on the future of Argentine economy. Citrone, the co-founder of Discovery Capital Management, is also a friend of former colleague of Bessent, a fact that has not been previously reported in the American media. Citrone, by his own account, helped make Bessent very wealthy. So yeah, it's a big club, folks, and you and I aren't in it. It's all about corruption all the time. It's all about bailing out their billionaire buddies at the expense of the American tax dollar. But hey, that's what you voted for. You voted for the fucking felon, everybody. You guys did, but you know what I'm talking about. The fucking most of America did. So, hey, we're getting the goddamn dick. Meanwhile, They just doing their extortion right out in fucking public. This is how every mafia organization works. So Trump's chief financial advisor, Harold Lutnick, basically threatening Taiwan. The Trump administration is pressuring Taiwan to rapidly move 50% of its chip production into the U.S. if it wants to ensure protection against a threatened Chinese invasion, U.S. Secretary Howard Lutnick told News Nation this weekend. Like, this is the definition of extortion. Hey, that's a nice country you have there. Be ashamed if something happened to it. Be ashamed if we let China wipe all of you guys out. Hey, we'll protect you. All you got to do is move 50% of your chip manufacturing to the U.S. and we'll protect you. Otherwise, you're going to sleep with the fishes. Yeah, just exactly what you'd expect from a criminal organization. But hey, I guess almost respect that they just do all their criminal activity in the light of day now. They realize the cover-up is worse than the crime, so they can just do it and get away with it. And they are. And speaking of which, the BLS, which is the organization that puts out all the jobs numbers, remember they put out a jobs number that Donald Trump didn't like, so he fired the woman in charge of the organization and put one of his stooges in there, white supremacist who likes to take pictures in front of a Nazi boat. Anyway, and you're going to laugh, BLS plans not to release economic data during the government shutdown. Yeah, you don't deserve to know what the data is. It's going to get so bad, they're not even going to tell you, folks. So, most transparent administration ever. And speaking of the shutdown, folks, I got to hand it to the Democrats a little bit. They trying, I guess. They're trying to put a red line in the sand and pretend like they're fighting for something. And so what they decided to fight for is Obamacare. The big, beautiful bill basically cut the shit out of Obamacare. It's going to remove health care from 20 million Americans. And so Jim Jeffries, who's now pretty much the de facto leader of the Democratic Party, labels Obamacare cuts as five-alarm fire. And they basically said, hey, if they wanted to keep the government open, they already control all three branches of government. The conservatives can easily do that, but they can't rule. They can't govern, so they need the Democrats' help to keep the government open. And basically, the Democrats have said our line in the sand is you can't cut 20 million people off health care. Here's Jim Jeffries explaining it.
Donald Trump promised that costs were going to go down on day one. But costs aren't going down in the United States of America. Costs are going up. Inflation is going up. America is too expensive. And Democrats are fighting to address the Affordable Care Act issue and the Republican health care crisis because we believe that we need to make this country more affordable. And the reality is that in a matter of days, notices are going to go out to tens of millions of Americans making clear that their health care is about to become dramatically more expensive in ways that will actually cause medical bankruptcy.
That's the point.
For many, or some to have to forego necessary health care. And that's not an acceptable thing in this country, the wealthiest country in the history of the world. And we pointed that out consistently.
So that's what they're fighting for, folks. But of course, Trump administration is claiming that what they're asking for is $1 trillion for illegal people to have medical care. This is how they're trying to sell it, folks. Even though it has nothing to do with that, illegal aliens aren't eligible for Obamacare. Doesn't matter. They're just going to lie their way through it, folks. Tell people, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as you control the narrative, as long as you control the airwaves, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. And Governor Newsom calling out the recent craziness. I don't know if you guys saw this one. Trump is about to shut down the government and rip health care from 20 million Americans. What is he doing? He's posting AI-generated slop about miracle hospital beds that cure all illness. Donald Trump has lost it, and yes, this is real, folks. Donald Trump on his Truth Social is posting AI videos that the people that follow him actually believe is real, that look like segments from Fox News where Donald Trump is promising to give everybody a Star Trek-like med bed that you get inside of and it cures all your illnesses. This is how crazy this fucking country is, folks.
Breaking now. President Donald J. Trump has announced a historic new healthcare system. The launch of America's first medbed hospitals and a national medbed card for every citizen.
Every American will soon receive their own medbed card. With it, you'll have guaranteed access to our new hospitals led by the top doctors in the nation, equipped with the most advanced technology in the world. These facilities are safe, modern, and designed to restore every citizen to full health and strength. This is the beginning of a new era in American healthcare.
In this first phase, only a limited number of medbed cards will be released. Registration details will be announced very soon. Breaking now.
Why would Donald Trump be sharing that? It's just, I don't know, but despite how hard it is to imagine anybody on the earth could fall for that and believe that, you know they do, folks. One example is this gentleman who has this podcast with his MAGA dad and mom, two of the worst humans on the fucking planet. And his dad is just the most arrogant, smug sack of shit in the world. Literally doesn't give a shit about anything. You could just see the evil drip off of him. And apparently he fell for this and thought this video is real. And when they confront him on how stupid he is for believing this is real, here's how he responds to it.
He's posting AI fabrications as though it's real. You thought it was real, Dad. You said, I'm American. I'll get my med bed. Good.
Good.
The AI generated thing looks like a Fox News piece.
Sure.
It's generated to look real.
Yeah.
Dad thought it was.
I believe that's going to be like the future of this world. You're going to have to decipher what's real, what's not. That's just where it's headed.
I just Googled what you guys said. It said, yes, according to reports, Donald Trump posted an AI-generated video on Truth's social account that appeared to promote medbed hospitals. He later deleted the video.
Right. Dad, you're sitting there very silent. You were tricked by this. Admit that.
Yes, he was.
No, I just figured if that happens, I'm good.
It's not happening. He might as well have posted a video beaming you up to the Starship Enterprise. This isn't happening.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You're so deep in the sauce.
Stupid. It doesn't matter.
You're calling me stupid? You just watched that video and thought you were going to go to your med bed and fix your hips.
It doesn't matter. I either get my med bed or I don't.
You're not getting your med bed. There's no med bed.
It doesn't matter, though. I don't care about anything. It doesn't matter if the President of the United States posts fake AI videos to trick his followers. It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. I don't have any kind of morals or scruples or backbone about nothing. I don't give a fucking shit. I got mine. Fuck all y'all. I'm going to be just fine. That's the attitude they have, folks. Can't be more arrogant and goddamn smug, just dripping with evil. And proud of it. Proud of their ignorance, folks. Meanwhile, federal workers are bracing for mass firings and shutdown. Donald Trump wants the government to shut down on purpose. He's going to blame the Democrats, and it'll work because they control the airwaves. 98% of social media accounts are right-wing on our front page now. They'll just lie their way through it, and more people will see the lie than the fucking truth. The Democrats will take all fucking responsibility for it. They'll have America believing that Democrats were trying to get $1 trillion for illegal aliens or some shit. Meanwhile, he wants the government shut down because they want to do mass firings. They want to fire all these government employees. It's exactly what Hitler did, folks. You basically shrink the federal government as small as you can because that makes you have more power. You have to share that power with less amount of people. And you consolidate that power right to the fucking top. That's the very clear plan. That's Project 2025. With days left before the government runs out of money, at 12:01 a.m. on Wednesday, federal workers were grappling with a deepening sense of uncertainty about the ramifications if congressional leaders cannot come to an agreement over the budget deal. And they're all going to get fired, folks. They're not even trying to hide it. Trump administration says employees who will handle mass firings of fellow feds will continue working during the shutdown. So of all the federal employees that are going to not get paid, one group of people they're going to ensure stay working, ensure get paid, are the people firing all their fellow federal employees. The Trump administration has established a new group of accepted workers in the event of a government shutdown, those who are handling the mass firings of other government workers. So yeah, the little collaborators, the traitors, going to keep their job and mass fire everybody. And on top of that, it seems like a bunch of the federal employees are just going to quit. More than 100,000 federal workers to quit on Tuesday in largest ever mass resignation. On Tuesday, the United States could witness an unprecedented upheaval in its civil service. More than 100,000 federal employees are expected to resign at once. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that seems like exactly what Donald Trump wants. Seems like you're only playing into his hands by resigning because he wants to shrink the federal government. So, I don't know how that's going to work out for you, but yeah, that's how Hitler goddamn took over, folks. Consolidated all that goddamn power. And let's check in with ICE to see how that's going, folks. So how would you respond if your mom was an American citizen and ICE rounded her up and handcuffed her and treated her like fucking shit, and you were an American citizen and you had to come bring her papers to the fucking secret police? I imagine you might be a little pissed off, a little indignant, just like this gentleman. And look how the fucking scumbag secret police treated him.
Okay, uncuff her.
What is it?
Uncuff her, you fucking idiot!
Hey, calm down, bro.
Calm down, bro. No, fuck you. You just got him handcuffed my mom. You treated my mom like a second-class citizen, even though she's a fucking American. No, I don't have to calm down. I should calm the fuck up. Folks, it is not me reporting on this that puts these people in danger. It is their fucking actions. It's people seeing them abuse American citizens like this and then behave in this way. Behave smug and arrogant when called out of their fucking abuses. That's what makes crazy people want to pop them. You shouldn't do it. No political violence, folks. But it's not me reporting this shit that's making people want to do that. It's your fucking actions.
Or you're going to end up in cuffs.
Yeah.
Calm down.
What are you going to arrest me for?
Okay?
Yeah, we're going to arrest you for getting mad that we mistreated your mom. That's how it is in America now. You can't even get mad when we handcuff your mom for no reason.
I could arrest you for obstructing.
For obstructing?
Yes.
I brought you my... Did I touch you?
But calm down so we can work this out. Now, you heard me. I told him to take the cuffs off of her.
So what are you waiting for?
Calm down.
What are you waiting for?
Go ahead and take the cuffs off. She's a permanent resident.
Don't tell me to calm the fuck down. You guys know what the fuck you guys are doing here.
No, I do know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Or profiling her.
No, she wasn't profiled.
Yes, she was.
She was not.
No, she wasn't. What did she do wrong?
If she wasn't profiled, then why did you handcuff her? If she's an American citizen and you got her handcuffed like you're about to deport her, why did you do that? You know you fucking profiled her.
You think your kids are going to be proud of you guys?
Don't do that.
You think your kids are going to be proud of you guys?
Don't remind me what a fucking piece of shit I am. It makes me feel bad. It hurts my fifis.
That's why you're scared to cover your face, because you're just a fucking pussy.
Yeah, fucking pussies. Cowards. You know you're the bad guys. That's why you're covering your faces. You know you're evil, and you're fine with it.
Go and get out of here, guys.
Chicken shits. All this makes you much less safe, guys. I'm trying to save your life. I'm literally trying to fucking save your life, and you won't listen.
Yeah. I'm the cocksucker.
You abused the guy's mom and calling him a cocksucker for getting mad about it.
Fucking bitch.
Every ICE agent should be furious at these people because these guys are making you less safe.
And too, bro. You should at least have some dignity in yourself. No, you don't.
You got fucking no dignity.
You don't.
So, yeah, fuck ICE as usual. Did you guys see this one? I guess this guy, I don't know if he's a citizen or not, y'all. But he rides his bike up to these ICE agents and starts taunting them. I think he told them that he wasn't a citizen or something. But here's the Keystone Cops, folks. Every one of these guys is making about $130,000 a year. Here's about 10 of them. Here's about $1.3 million of taxpayer money to catch one guy. Let's see how that goes. Look how many there are, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 out there, making over $100,000 a year, folks. Our tax dollars at work. The Keystone fucking cops need the Benny Hinn music playing. Just the most useless sacks of shit. Meanwhile, speaking of a great expenditure of tax dollars, mass secret police, supposedly ICE, lined the halls of the New York City Immigration Court to intimidate migrant families. All these guys make $130,000 a year just standing around. There's our tax dollars at work, folks. Look at them all. The new secret police, the new Gestapo. Look, how many do they fucking need? But they are now funded more than the United States Marines, guys. And National Guard now, basically de facto ICE. National Guard are acting as ICE agents, brutalizing and detaining anyone they suspect of not being American during the federal occupation of Washington, D.C.
I'm not going anywhere. Follow me around. Yeah, we're just trying to figure out how to do it. I don't think we need to pursue.
National Guard chasing immigrants. This is Trump's America. Is this what y'all are proud of? This man is bleeding and they are worried about chasing him. Not helping him, chasing him. So I'm watching the National Guard.
Coming to an American street near you, folks. The whole point is to get you used to it. Get you used to the military on our goddamn streets. Boil that frog slowly. And this is a little on the nose even for me. We're at the point in America now where ICE is attacking Captain America. America! Fuck yeah! Just holy shit. If that's not the perfect representation for America, I don't know what it is. ICE attacking and arresting Captain fucking America. That's where we're at, though, folks. Can't make this shit up. Meanwhile, now they're deploying the terrorism task force against anybody who dare protest ICE. Pam Boddy says, I have witnessed the continued onslaught of violence perpetrated against ICE officers across our country. The Department of Justice would not stand idly by in the face of such lawlessness. At my direction, I am deploying Department of Justice agents to ICE facilities. And wherever ICE comes under siege, blah, blah, blah. Basically, they're going to make it illegal to protest fucking ICE. You will let the secret police do whatever the fuck they want to you, and you will love it. No First Amendment, no fighting back, no speaking out. And then on the Chud Watch section, Pentagon is planning strikes inside Venezuela because why the fuck not? Let's go ahead and attack a sovereign country from the Department of War because Donald Trump hates war so much. U.S. military officials are drawing up options to target drug traffickers inside Venezuela. But as I've already pointed out to you guys, drug prosecutions are at a historic low. Drug prices are at a historic low because they don't actually give a shit about any of this. They just want excuses to murder anybody, anywhere they fucking want to. That's what this is all about, folks. Them setting the precedent. Then FBI fires agents who knelt at George Floyd protests because they hate cancel culture. The FBI has fired a group of agents who kneeled during a civil rights-related protest in Washington, D.C. in 2020. So 5 years ago, folks, but it's a thought crime. You're not allowed to acknowledge racial disparities in our society. You're not allowed to stand with murdered civilians. Fired! Straight to fired. That's about as cancel culture as it gets. But, of course, as always, they aren't about shit. And then big, beautiful coal coming back, folks. And this is how they're selling it to the fucking idiots. You know who hates coal? Rich liberals.
Breaking news for us this morning. Tell us.
Yes, Maria, we're announcing today expanded programs to help the American coal industry. And we're helping it just because for years it's been under assault. It was out of fashion with the Chardonnay set in San Francisco.
Yeah, it was out of fashion with the Chardonnay set in San Francisco. Those fucking rich libtards. So now we're just going to fund coal out the goddamn ass. Hey, fuck renewable energies. Fuck wind. Fuck solar. Coal all day long, baby. That'll own the fucking libs. Hey, yeah, your kids are going to spontaneously combust their own skin. They won't even be able to breathe the air in the future. But at least you own those fucking libs. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't benefit you guys in any way. But think about all the libs you're going to own when we black out the sky with tar, baby. Yeah. Dudes, this is the guy that runs the fucking EPA, y'all. This is some crazy ass shit. And yes, Trump administration opens 13 million acres for coal mining, because why would we not do that? Why would we not completely fucking destroy the planet? That seems right on fucking course for this stupid ass country. Then, just to make matters worse, not only are they going to destroy the environment in a don't look up moment, they're going to make it illegal to even mention climate change. The Energy Department has added climate change, green, and decarbonization to its growing list of words to avoid. At its Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy, yeah, the government don't want you guys talking about climate change, because not only are we not going to do anything about it, we're going to accelerate it. So can't have the public knowing about what the fuck we're doing. Can't have the public educated on the fact that we're destroying the fucking planet. All that matters is that our shareholders get some kickbacks, get some dividends. We created value for our shareholders, so fuck the world, I guess. Hey, Donald Trump will be dead, right? Donald Trump will be dead in a few years, so what does he give a shit about your goddamn kids? This guy will be dead. This guy's a billionaire. He'll be dead in a few fucking years. Why does he give a shit about your kids? All that matters is they make as much money as they could possibly make now, and then if your kids die in the fucking future, good, I guess. And hey, I'm with them. As always, if you guys don't give a shit about your children, your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren, why the fuck should I care? And then democracy continuously being destroyed right in front of our eyes. Missouri governor just signs new U.S. House map into law. They're trying to steal one more seat away from Democrats and give it to Republicans to make sure they can get way less votes nationwide than Democrats do, but still dominates all of politics, the House, the Senate. Basically, taxation without representation, which is supposed to be anti-American, but that's the new normal here. And then, meanwhile, in Florida, only 29% of the people there back ending childhood vaccines. But that's what you get for voting for these fucking idiots. Your kids got to get whooping, coughing, goddamn die. Oopsies. Sucks to be you, Florida. Can't fall into the ocean fast enough. And then Linda McMahon, the professional wrestling CEO that runs all of our education now, because why wouldn't that be a thing? Apparently, they're going to reward colleges who agree to cave to MAGA so that fascism can take completely over our higher education. The White House is developing a plan that could change how universities are awarded research grants, giving a competitive advantage to schools that pledge to adhere to the values and policies of the Trump administration on admissions, hiring, and other matters. That's right. You guys don't get that very, very coveted grant money unless you let Donald Trump decide how many conservative professors you have, decide what your curriculum is, decide what students you can allow into your school. 100% government takeover of higher education. And they're going to have to do it, folks. You won't be able to compete with other schools who get all this grant money unless you also fucking cave. So total takeover of everything. Take over our schools, take over our media, take over of our economy 100% by fascism, folks. Meanwhile, not only are they taking over all of our media, folks, they're also taking over all of our gaming companies because it's a full court press. A lot of people fail to realize how influential our modern gaming industry is. A lot of the ideas that these young kids are getting, A lot of the memes, a lot of the political narratives come from games like Call of Duty, stuff like that. Well, Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law, and Saudi Arabia, you know, the ones that did 9/11, they're buying up Electronic Arts for $55 billion, folks. Madden NFL, that's EA. That's an American fucking staple. That's American as apple pie. Well, the people that did 9/11 gonna fucking own Madden, y'all, so they can dictate whatever narratives they want to. So much for Middle Eastern people being the bad guys in our games, right? That's a thing of the fucking past. But we elected the vulture capitalists to take over our country, and now they're just carving up America, and they're selling it off for parts, folks. Just more of the same every goddamn week. Meanwhile, Elon Musk seems to me like he is sort of admitting that he knew a bunch of famous people were flying off to Pedophile Island and he didn't say anything. So he said, so basically Sky News came out with an article that said Elon Musk is in the Epstein files, which he is. Elon Musk and Prince Andrew named in latest Epstein files release, which is true, to which Elon says, shame on Sky News for this utterly misleading headline. Anyone pushing this false narrative deserves complete contempt. Epstein tried to get me to go to his island and I refused. Yet they named me even before Prince Andrew, who did visit. It seems like you knew. Seems like you knew that a bunch of famous people were going to the pedophile island and you didn't say anything. So even your own excuse doesn't make you look very good. And yeah, casually admitting he knew about the sex trafficking island and didn't say anything about it is crazy. But he also said he knows that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files and he's still giving him $300 million and he's buddy-buddy with him. So he don't give a shit in any goddamn way about pedophilia. And I'm guessing it's because he's a pedophile. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. No evidence for that, but I'm 100% certain of that. Meanwhile, another anti-trans maggot found guilty on child porn charges because it's always the ones you most expect. A former South Carolina state lawmaker who prosecutors say used the screen name Joe Biden 69 has agreed to plead guilty to distributing child sexual abuse material. RJ May, 38, signed court papers Friday to change his plea just weeks before his trial was set to begin. Guilty! And yep, a lot of these anti-trans people, they're just trying to cover up. They're just trying to point the finger at somebody else because they think it makes them look less guilty, but not to me, baby. As soon as you start calling trans people pedophiles, I 100% automatically assume you're a giant pedo. And in Charlie Kirk news, I won't play the new intro, folks, because I don't have enough to do an entirely different section for Charlie Kirk. But this is really the world Charlie Kirk wanted, folks. Lest you be led to believe Charlie Kirk was a decent man, he was not. Pregnant teen died, agonizing sepsis death after Texas doctors refused to abort fetus. That's Charlie Kirk 101. That's exactly what he preached for. That's exactly what he went to colleges and tried to implement in our society. 10-year-old rape victims forced to have their rapist babies. People who are on death's door forced to have babies against their consent, folks. And yes, I am not for political violence whatsoever, but if you go out in public and you advocate for this kind of shit, it's very predictable that some crazy person might want to gork you in the throat for it, right? Not hard to see how that might have come about. And then lies, damnable lies, folks. This is a big lie they're spreading all over conservative social media. New York Post, right-wing rag. Thousands of Penn State fans wear Charlie Kirk's iconic Freedom shirt in tribute at last game against his favorite team. That's right, folks. This is how popular Charlie Kirk is. We're all Charlie Kirk now. You guys don't understand what you've unleashed. The Utes love Charlie Kirk, and this is proof, folks. Look, clearly gay, funded by Russia and billionaires, Benny Johnson. Look. He's wearing the Freedom shirt, the Charlie Kirk Freedom shirt. And look, all these people are wearing a white shirt, which is very obvious. A tribute to Charlie Kirk. Only, of course, this is not true. This is Penn State's whiteout game. They do this every fucking year. It has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk whatsoever, but it's not stopping all the right-wing influencers from spreading this lie. And it's also not stopping the #1 cable news network in America from spreading this lie. Here's today's Fox News. Thousands wear Kirk's iconic freedom shirt at game. So they zoom in on two people doing it. You can't really see that everybody else is wearing a completely different shirt.
Look at that.
Look at that.
A lot of love and a powerful tribute to Charlie Kirk during Saturday's game between Penn State and Oregon. Thousands of fans wearing Charlie's now iconic...
Thousands of fans. They keep zooming in on the same two people. All the rest of the people not wearing that shirt.
Freedom shirt to honor his legacy.
And then a completely separate picture from a separate group of people away from there wearing it.
And carry on his message.
Benny Johnson.
Charlie's spirit lives alive here.
Yeah, that's the only part of Charlie that lives.
In the kinetic energy of this moment. It's a spiritual moment, it's an awakening, and it's a revival here in America. You strike Charlie down, you'll just make...
All right, fuck it. I don't even give a shit anymore. Dear Charlie Kirk, I'm sorry you got murked. Dude, you were the GOAT. You preached 428, then some dude who was gay shot you in the throat. You had a lot of takes, and most were super bad. Most were super bad. You had a lot of takes, Charlie, and now you're super dead. You are super dead, Charlie. You are super dead. And then, you guys know who Theo Von is? Giant sack of shit. Theo Von has an incredibly popular podcast. Leaned into whitewashing right-wingers. We'll have people like J.D. Vance on and would just softball after softball question, and then he's called out for it. Why didn't you hold him accountable? And he's like, I'm just too stupid, y'all. I'm not educated enough on the issues to hold anybody accountable. But he acts dumb on purpose so that he doesn't actually have to ask tough fucking questions, so that he can give a rub and help fascism take over our whole goddamn country. Well, apparently he's not doing too good mentally, because he built his entire career whitewashing fascism, and now a lot of his fan base, a lot of his former fans standing up against him, calling him out for it, and he seems to be mentally deteriorating. He got a big Netflix special, because this is what gets rewarded in our society, and apparently they were shooting the Netflix special, and he had a mental breakdown on stage. Here's a few posts from people who attended the Netflix special. Theo Von just bombed. Saw Theo Von at Beacon Theater tonight for his Netflix taping Double Ouch. 1/3 of the crowd walked out, myself included, and they seemed to keep coming. Worst set I've ever seen. Pandering to the dumbest 50 people in the room. Failure of epic proportions. True, I was at the show tonight and he had to pause the show to ask for the punchline several times. Just came out of his 9 p.m. show, started off strong, but it was a roller coaster that fell off at the end. There were multiple times where he would walk off stage to talk to someone or be in the middle of a story and forget where he was and restart. I absolutely love Theo, but to me it seemed like he was on something, whether drugs or alcohol, and seems to be more than just nerves. Hard agree, huge fan of the podcast, but the set was all over the place. Bits and pieces were funny, but it was nerve-wracking just to watch. Could feel the tension in the room. And then they asked him about it. I guess he came out to comment to some of the fans who were asking why the fuck was he so shit on stage. And basically he says, I'm just trying not to commit suicide.
I don't know what to tell you about that, man. I'm having a long month. I'm trying not to take my own life. I'm trying not to take my own life.
Hey, don't try too hard, motherfucker. And since we're talking about this sack of shit, I want to play this video again, folks. I played it one time before, but this is way funnier than anything Theo Von will ever put out. This is Mark Maron's impression of Theo Von.
I think if Hitler were alive today, he'd probably appear on Theo Von's podcast. And Theo would be like, see, y'all did a lot of meth, right? I mean, all the Nazis were all fucked up on meth, right, Hitler? That shit'll make you crazy, dog. I did some meth once. I was up for 3 days, and then I ate a live bird. No shit, Hitler, a live bird, bro. Hey, Hitler, you probably didn't even hate the Jews. That was just the meth making you crazy, dog. Hey, Hitler. Do you want to apologize to all the Jews right now on my show? No? I get it.
I get it. Spot on, Theo Von, the worst among us. But of course, gonna make multiple millions of dollars on a Netflix special, because we're the fucking worst. And that is my Chud Watch for this evening. Mark Barron! Love me some Mark Barron, but he's only gonna disappoint folks. If there's one thing I've learned by Bill Burr, never have heroes, and that's coming up in the trash world section. Fucking Bill Burr. But move along, folks. What time is it? Oh! Hour and 40 minutes into the show. Looks like we might do some overtime tonight, so reward me for overtime. But real quick, let's do some free Palestine. Booyah. And first off, on tonight's, as always, incredibly depressing Free Palestine. State Department revokes visa of Colombian president over incendiary remarks in NYC about the genocide in Gaza. I guess so. The president of Colombia came over here and dared tell the truth about Israel and the fact that they're doing a little bit of the genocide. And he urged U.S. soldiers to disobey orders. That's what they claim. Basically, he said that the world needs to create a giant army to stand up against the U.S. and Israel. And you ain't never lied, brother. I love that shit. But hey, no free speech in America anymore. You're not allowed to come up here and tell the truth. So banned the Colombian president. Meanwhile, Trump says he will not give federal funding to New York City if they elect Zohran Mamdani. Like, holy shit, this is 100% against the Constitution. Anybody else on earth, this is immediately an impeachable fucking offense. The President of the United States is not supposed to threaten to withhold funds if you elect a politician he doesn't like. All right? That's literally dictatorship 101 goddamn 1. Donald Trump says self-proclaimed New York City communist Zohran Mamdani, who is running for mayor, will prove to be one of the best things to ever happen to our great Republican Party. He is going to have problems with Washington like no mayor in history of our once great city. Remember, he needs the money from me as president in order to fulfill all of his fake communist promises. He won't be getting any of it. So what's the point of voting for him? This ideology has failed always for thousands of years. It will fail again, and that's guaranteed. President DJT. That's right, New York. If you elect this person that I don't want you to elect, then you're not getting money. Imagine if Joe Biden had told Florida, hey, Florida, if you vote for Ron DeSantis, if you get a hurricane, I'm not giving you FEMA money. No money for you guys whatsoever. I'm going to let you motherfuckers fall into the ocean. So, hey, if you want that FEMA money, if you want support from the government, you better not elect Ron DeSantis as president. Imagine what conservatives would say about that if he did that. It would be never ending. 24 hours on Fox News. Joe Rogan would never shut up about it. It'd be a fucking dictatorship. Donald Trump does it. It's another day that ends in fucking Y. And of course, the only reason he's doing this, folks, not because Zohran Mamdani is a communist, it's because he's anti-Israel and pro-Palestinian and anti-genocide. And they can't have that. Israel fucking rules us. And they will literally leverage the President of the United States to punish New Yorkers for voting for somebody they don't want. And another thing they did to ensure Mamdani doesn't win is the Trump administration pressured Eric Adams out of the race. Now, Eric Adams he was a Democrat, and then he got charged with a bunch of corruption charges. And then when Donald Trump got in there, he forced the DOJ to drop all the charges. But in return, basically, Eric Adams is his stooge now, does whatever the fuck Donald Trump wants. Now is an independent and was going to run as an independent, but they were afraid that Eric Adams might take votes away from conservatives' number one pick, which is Cuomo, who used to be a Democrat, but they think because he's a Democrat, he might be able to beat Zohran Mamdani. So they're all backing Cuomo, and they want Adams out of the fucking race. So basically, they bribed Adams to get him out of the fucking race. Eric Adams will stay a one-term mayor after suspending his re-election campaign, an effort delayed by allegations of bribery that denied him public funds and rarely saw him advancing past fourth place in a number of primary polls. So he's going to get a cushy job with the Trump administration, make a shit ton of money for agreeing to drop the fuck out. But before he goes, and it's just wild, the level of corruption of this administration. It's just one thing after a fucking another after a fucking another. Before he leaves the mayorship of New York City, he's going to give Trump a big win in which he'll collect another $115 million, because why wouldn't that happen? A key community advisory panel on Monday approved gaming and entertainment company Bally's plan to bring full-scale casino gambling to the Bronx, making it the third downstate gaming proposal to advance to a final round of scrutiny. The vote was 5-1 in favor of the $4 billion project eyed for 16 acres at Ferry Point. The Bally's project would ultimately benefit President Donald Trump. The Ferry Point site is currently home to a city-owned golf course, but Bally's paid the Trump administration $60 million for the lease. If the casino proposal is greenlit, Bally's would just hand over another $115 million to Trump's company. So this is another example where they want to bribe Trump on purpose, because Trump is going to take this bribe and then he's going to pressure the Department of Justice to drop charges against Eric Adams. And so in return, Eric Adams is going to make sure this passes so that Trump gets his $115 million payday. So just crazy the amount of corruption that's going on. People cannot throw money at Donald Trump fast enough. And this corruption is just completely normal now in our society. Never been anything like this in the history of this fucking country. But it's the new normal. Meanwhile, Mamdani still going strong, folks. And it's so refreshing to hear a well-spoken, decent candidate for a change. Here he is explaining that Eric Adams is dropping out because of Donald Trump.
What do you think the impact of his dropping out will have on your electoral prospects?
I think it's very much the same race. We have seen over the course of this race, especially in the final weeks and months of the primary, that Andrew Cuomo wanted nothing more than a one-on-one fight with me. And we gave him exactly that, and then we beat him by 13 points. And we continue to be just as confident. And yet what separates us from these other candidates is that we're not focused on them. We're focused on New Yorkers. New Yorkers deserve leadership that is thinking about how to benefit the people of the city. And too often politicians, be it Andrew Cuomo or Eric Adams, the meetings that they have or the phone calls with someone like Donald Trump, they're only speaking about themselves. It's time to actually think about New Yorkers.
So in the New York City mayoral race, the Republican nominee who's still in the race, Curtis Sliwa, says at least 7 wealthy individuals have offered him money to end his campaign. He says he's going to stay in the race. If you can talk about that, who
Crazy.
you think these
So
7
corruption.
wealthy individuals are, and are they the same people who are funding ads to the tune of millions of dollars against you?
Well, I can tell you there's no shortage of Trump donors who are seeking to influence this election, who are looking to spend more money than I would even tax them to try and stop our campaign.
Not about
and
that.
at the same time, of Eric Adams, Andrew Cuomo, and Curtis Sliwa is the one that I would trust the most. And I do think it is very real that there are many who are threatened by our campaign and our politics of putting working people at the heart of this city's focus and are trying to do everything in their power. And we've seen that with Donald Trump being on the phone with Andrew.
But it's all about Israel. We know that. It's not even about the socialism or the communism. It has nothing to do with it. 100% about wanting to continue the genocide. And good news, though. Apparently support for Israel has plummeted in the latest New York Times poll. So at first, right after October 7th, Americans broadly sympathize with Israelis over Palestinians. 47% siding with Israel and 20% with Palestinians. In the new poll, 34% now side with Israel and 35% with Palestinians. So now more people are siding with Palestinians than Israel. So that's a major turn, folks. No matter how much they control the airwaves, there's only so much they can do. There's only so much of the propaganda war they can wage. But not stopping them from trying, folks. Israel hires MAGA firm to train AI to favor Israel, folks. And this is the next step in the propaganda war. The government of Israel has hired a new conservative-aligned firm, Clock Tower, to create media for a Gen Z audience in a contract worth $6 million. At least 80% of the content Clock Towers produces will be tailored to Gen Z audience across platforms, including TikTok. So they're going to make a bunch of AI slop to spread Israeli pro-talking points. But also, they're going to integrate its pro-Israel messaging into Salem Media Network properties. Basically, they're going to make a bunch of slop AI websites because AI goes in and it crawls the internet to find out answers and stuff, and they want the answers it finds to be more pro-Israel. So they're basically cooking the books. They're Zionizing the AI to ensure it gives slanted answers in the fucking future. And this is why I say, folks, that if you're not using AI, you're a fucking idiot, because your enemies definitely are. This is the most powerful tool for propaganda. And propaganda is just spreading information. It can be used for good purposes or bad purposes. If you're not using AI to spread your side's propaganda, I guarantee you the other side is. It is the most powerful tool to do this in history. And I've said this before. It reminds me of, like, if someone went and tried to give the American Indians modern weapons to fight back against the Americans who are about to wipe them all out. And the Indians were like, we're not using those weapons. Those are white man's weapons. And then they were like, if you don't use those weapons, the white men are definitely going to use these weapons to wipe you all out in. Your only hope is to use these fucking weapons to fight back. And then it's be like, well, I guess we're going to have to all die then. We're not using that shit. That's what I feel like when lefties say that they're not using AI. There's like 0% chance you can win unless you use the most effective weapons to fucking fight back, because your enemy is goddamn using them. The only thing we have over them is that there are more of us than there are of them. They have all the money. They have fucking everything. So pick up the weapons and use them. That's my goddamn opinion. Meanwhile, this is what I'm talking about, folks. I don't know how we're going to fight back. 9 out of 10 of the biggest social media accounts are right-wing. They own all the platforms. They own Facebook. They own X. They own the biggest cable news network. They own everything. Right now they're owning TikTok. The guy that bought TikTok is a Zionist and going to use it specifically to spread pro-Israel propaganda. Here's war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu giving up the entire game.
Christian influencers. You said, we talked about the woke right, and you said, I call it the woke Reich. That's a brilliant observation. The woke Reich, because these people, you know, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're
when he says woke right, he just means anti-Israel. People who don't like children being murdered. That's woke.
Saying their beliefs. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance. To that community, they're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. You know, the weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well, okay? And you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, you know, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that. But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are in social media.
Social media.
And the most important purchase that is going on right now is
TikTok.
TikTok. Number one. And I hope it goes through because
it will go through.
It can be consequential.
Joe Biden threatened to ban TikTok on purpose because Israel pressured him to do so, and he was Israel's lapdog. He's their fucking bottom bitch. And all that happened is now it's going to be sold to right-wing Republicans to ensure fascists have even more of a stranglehold on our goddamn social media. Almost like they set him up on purpose, or he went along with it because he doesn't fucking give a shit. He's more concerned with murdering children than being fucking president. So they're telling you folks right there, social media, the most important tools in the propaganda war, as well as AI. Fight back if you can. It's almost impossible, but we got to do what we fucking can. We can't just lay down and goddamn die. Meanwhile, Trump claims that Israel has agreed to peace in Gaza. That's what he claims, folks. He claims they're trying to get Hamas on board with it, but he's put out a peace plan and Israel has accepted it. Of course, he said the same exact shit before, and all this is fucking bullshit. It's going to be Israel violating the ceasefire over and over again like they all fucking do. But anyway, here's his genius plan, folks. He's going to start basically a new government in Gaza. And guess who's in charge of the government of Gaza?
To ensure the success of this effort, my plan calls for the creation of a new international oversight body, the Board of Peace. The Board of Peace. Sort of a beautiful name, the Board.
So that's basically going to be the ruling government of Palestine.
Of Peace, which will be headed, not at my request, believe me, I'm very busy, but we have to make sure this works.
He didn't want to do it, folks, but
the leaders of the Arab world.
Everybody asked him. They demanded.
And everybody involved asked me to do this.
They
so
asked
it'll be
him.
headed by
wasn't his idea.
A gentleman known as President Donald J. Trump of the United States. That's what I want to see.
Yay, Donald J. Trump, the new president of Palestine, in which he's calling the Department of Peace so he can decide who gets the land, divvy the land up. Whoever gives them the biggest kickback gets the best oceanfront property. They can round up the rest of the Browns and send them to plantations or what the fuck ever. Take all their shit. And Donald Trump gonna be in charge of it, folks. That's the genius plan they have going. Meanwhile, big ups to this lady from, what is this show called? I've Had It podcast. I love her. Anyway, she has this Democratic politician on. And this is what every single person who has any politician on their podcast should do. Holds him responsible, ask him the tough questions about whether he's going to take AIPAC money or not. Here's his response.
Will you take AIPAC money or have you taken AIPAC money?
I'm not certain if I've taken it or not. I've been in office 10 years. It doesn't jump out at me as I'm taking it. But I think the most important part
is... But will you for this race?
I have no idea. I haven't even thought about it.
Okay, come on, Jeff. This is like there's a genocide going on right now. In even human rights, Israeli human rights groups see this, that the United States of America is funding.
To see these kids starving.
And to not know if you're going to be beholden to the Israeli lobby is to me, is not something that should take time to think about, because you started off this interview with us talking about your faith.
It is.
Will you take AIPAC money in this race?
I have no idea. I haven't even thought about it.
Oh, my God. Democrats are not going to save you.
I want to take that moral clarity that you have right there and then ask you again, are you going to take money from AIPAC?
Yes, he is.
Because just there, you talked about an AIPAC.
If you don't say no, the answer is yes.
AIPAC is what helped. They gave Trump over, I think, $300 million. Are you going to take money from a group that lobbies to deny that that's happening to those children?
Yes, he is.
I'm not going to give you the shallow answer of saying yes or no. Because
you can have moral clarity to talk about the starvation, the famine, and the genocide. Then it's a very easy jump to then just say across the board, you wouldn't believe how popular you'd be, Jeff. You just wouldn't believe how popular you'd be. If
doesn't give a shit. These people would literally rather murder children than get elected. That's how crazy the society is.
You said, I am not taking money from AIPAC.
We'll certainly continue to look at it. But
I hope that you do. Jeff, I wish you the best of luck. I
don't know, man. I wish I could say what I wanted to, but I definitely don't wish the best for you at all. I only wish horrible, horrible things. Holy fucking shit. And at least there are heroes among us, folks. A lot of protesters nationwide standing up. Like the All Eyes on Gaza protest in the heart of Berlin, Germany. A lot of evil sacks of shit in Germany, but also a lot of really fine people trying to stand up for the children, for the innocent people in Gaza. And thank you, fucking heroes, and not the only ones. Massive protest in New York City as well against Netanyahu. Sometimes it seems like there's no way to fight back. Sometimes it seems hopeless. But you can't feel that way, folks, because the truth is, I still believe there are more of us than there are of them. We still have to unite together. We still have to fight back in any way we can. What's the alternative? To lay down and fucking die? Hell no. At least if we lose, we'll have lost for a good cause. And that is my Free Palestine for this evening, folks. And hey, it's 10 o'clock, so we're into overtime, and everybody loves overtime. Long show tonight, as promised, and got an even, not longer, but got a long after party coming up. So still plenty of entertainment coming your way tonight. Get your ticket to the after party if you haven't already done so. But for now, we're along. It's time. And sing along. We have a Trash World What the Fuck combo. It's going to fucking lag. Trash World! What the fuck? And this was about earlier, folks. Never have fucking heroes. You know who's a giant disappointment? Bill Burr. Bill Burr going over there and taking the Saudi Arabian money. They just chopped up an American journalist, Khashoggi. They did 9/11. This motherfucker don't give a shit. Based ass Bill Burr. Disappointing us all. And he's a big hypocrite. Back in 2010, this motherfucker said, then you got Beyonce, right? Miss Independent. Miss I'm a Strong Woman, empowering all the ladies out there. She's out there singing about girl power, telling you to put a ring on it, all that crap. And then what she do? She takes $1 million to go sing at some private party for Gaddafi's kid. Muammar Gaddafi, you know, the guy who's been blowing stuff up and running a dictatorship forever. Like, what the hell? You're going to jet off to St. Bart's, shake your ass for some terrorist dictator's family, pocket $1 million, and then go back to preaching about empowerment? Come on, man. That's the hypocrisy of this whole thing. These celebrities, they'll take any gig if the check's big enough. It's like, oh, I'm all about the people, until some crazy dictator waves a stack of cash. And then it's, where's my private jet? It's ridiculous. Bill Burr, 2010. Might want to practice what you preach there a little, Bill. And you know who else is one of my favorite comedians of all time? David Cross. Love me some fucking David Cross. And I hate to put him on a pedestal because I know he's going to disappoint me. But for today, I'm going to consider him a hero. David Cross spoke out against all these comedians going to Saudi Arabia to shake their ass for the royal Saudi families. David Cross says, my thoughts on the Riyadh Comedy Festival. I've been asked for my opinion on the Riyadh Comedy Festival, and rather than answer the same question 23 times, I'll just put this out here. Oh, and I should preface this with the fact that I was not offered the gig, but it should go without saying that there's not enough money for me to help these depraved, awful people put a fun face on their crimes against humanity. Here it goes. What do I think? I am disgusted and deeply disappointed in this whole gross thing that people I admire with unarguable talent would condone this totalitarian fiefdom for what? A fourth house? A boat? More sneakers? We can never again take seriously anything these comedians complain about unless it's complaining that we don't support enough torture and mass executions of journalists and LGBTQ peace activists here in the States, or that we don't terrorize enough Americans by flying planes into our buildings. I mean, that's it. You have a funny bit about how you don't like Yankee Candles or airport lounges? Okay, great. But you're cool with murder and or public caning of women who were raped, and by having the audacity to be raped, were guilty of engaging in adultery? Got any bits on that? These are some of my heroes. Now look, some of you folks don't stand for anything, so you don't have any credibility to lose. But my God, Dave and Louie and Bill and Jim, clearly you guys don't give a shit about what the rest of us think. But how can any of us take any of you seriously ever again? All of your bitching about cancel culture and freedom of speech and all that shit, done. You don't get to talk about it ever again. By now, we've all seen the contract you had to sign. You're performing for literally the most oppressive regime on earth. They have slaves, for fuck's sakes. I don't understand how being rich can make someone such a whore. Poor people desperate to improve their or their families' lives, sure. Still not acceptable, but I can understand the desperation to put food on the table. But this, I mean, it's not like this is some commercial for a wireless service or a betting app. This is truly the definition of blood money. You might as well do commercials for Lockheed Martin or Xylon B. Holy shit, I remember the backlash I got for appearing in Alvin and the Chipmunks. You would have thought I had taken money from a bunch of people responsible for funding Al-Qaeda. Unless you open your sets with, this is dedicated to all of the widows and widowers and kids orphaned by this bloodthirsty, oppressive regime, especially from the zany shenanigans on 9/11. Never forget, motherfuckers. All right, so it's great to be here. I'm going to be killing it tonight, but in a good way, straight up. No MBS. Then your hypocrisy will never not be noted. David, P.S. for anyone who wants to actually spend their money on something worthwhile. The Humanitarian Rights Foundation does amazing work. Learn more and donate here. Based! Love me some David Cross, and one of the funnier comedians, in my opinion. One of my heroes. Meanwhile, on the trash world, you guys see this motherfucking bullshit. Here's an off-duty police officer pointing his gun and threatening to kill a bunch of kids.
Bro, get on the ground. Come here. Come here. Yeah, you see. Get down. Oh, you're about to get arrested. No, you can't get on the ground. What the fuck? Get on the ground. All right. Go ahead. Hey, sir, can you call the cops? Please. Hey, call the police. Hey. I am the police. Hey. What are you doing? Get the fuck on the ground. Yo, hey, stop. Stop. Hey, Nicholas, stop. George, stop. I will stop. Stop. Hey, no. Stop. Do not shoot. Why are you putting on the ground? Why are you doing what? Get on the ground. Okay. Bro, what are you doing? Get on the fucking ground. Yo, help. What, dude, what are you doing? Hey. Why are you pointing a gun at me? Dude, what are you doing? Hey, help. Mom! He's dragging him! Yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Now! Dude, what the fuck is your problem? Mom! Ow! Mom! Stop! Yo! Call the sheriff's office.
So if you're from another country, do not come here. In America, fat, insecure losers have the right to just murder your children. And he might be punished, maybe not. Maybe you'll win a multi-million-dollar lawsuit paid for by the taxpayers, but that won't bring your fucking kid back. That's how crazy our society is, and here's an article about it. SLAD investigating Beaufort County Sheriff's officer, deputy pointing a gun at Hilton head use. So apparently they suspended him for now, and they're fucking investigating him, but we'll see what happens. They never hold these motherfuckers accountable. They're basically above the law. They can do anything. They are the law. Basically, Judge Dredd. And then I got one what the fuck for you guys. If they didn't delete it, it's up here. Folks, what is this witch magic? This is some crazy ass shit. So basically, here's how this works. 2 words up on the screen. Whichever word you're reading in your head, that's the word you will hear, even though the audio is the same for each word. Watch this. So here we go. All right, so look. All right, so we're going to do green needle first. So as you hear the audio, read the word green needle. Only read the word green needle. Green needle! She said green needle, green needle. Look, one more time. Green needle. Okay, now this time we're going to read brainstorm. Read the word brainstorm. Same audio, read the word brainstorm. Brainstorm! He said brainstorm! How is this happening? Mind blown! Oh my God. Burn the witch! Burn the witch! I'm just saying. Don't trust it. Some craziness going on. And that is my what the fuck for tonight, folks. Hell yeah. And all right, still plenty of time for watching on the replay. Aim your camera phone at my QR code. Go to my Tales of Woke. And well, that's too low. You're fine. You're fine. You heard help me. The fuck? You got some crazy shit going on in your head. And anyway, and your phone with the QR code. Go PayPal me. And all right, folks, I got a religious bullshit, and then I got only one Beyond Parent to finish you guys off with. So we got about, I don't know, 10 more minutes of show. So last chance to get your super chats in if you want to. But for now, it's time for a little religious bullshit. Religious bullshit, religious bullshit, religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. It is time for religious bullshit. And folks, you're not going to believe this. They finally caught one, and I hope you're sitting down. This time, it was a youth pastor. What? Florida youth pastor arrested on child porn charges. A Brooksville church youth leader was arrested on multiple counts of child pornography on Friday, according to deputies. What? How could this be? I can't wrap my mind around it. It's not like this always happens continuously every day. And speaking of it always continuously happening every day, let's just punch in the random article generator and see what it comes up with. All right, let's see what I got. Armless Texas pastor arrested on child porn charges. What? How do you even whack off without arms? What kind of pedo is this? What the A 49-year-old Conroe man was arrested and charged with promotion of child pornography following a months-long investigation by Montgomery County Law Enforcement Precinct 3 officials. John Paul Sheptock was taken into custody. He is currently being held. He was found at Dr. Lane Murray Unit Prison in Gainesville, where he was providing ministry service. He was already in jail. Anyway, this motherfucker with no arms was making child porn. How the fuck was he making child porn? With his face? This motherfucker just bashing his face into the goddamn keyboard? Just bashing out the child porn all day? I don't even understand what's happening here, folks. And how do you whack off without any arms? I don't know, man. These pervs, they taking it to a whole nother level. Holy shit. And, let's watch this.
And new tonight, a disturbing arrest. The Montgomery County Precinct 3 Constable's Office says a minister with First Montgomery Baptist Church is accused of possessing and producing child sexual assault materials. He is charged with possession of child pornography. This is a photo of John Paul Sheptock. He has no arms. Investigators with the Child Exploitation Unit arrested him at a prison in Gatesville today where he was ministering to inmates. The Precinct 3 Constable's Office.
Okay, all right, that's enough of the internet for today, I guess. I guess not, though. Let's keep going. And then on religious bullshit, dudes, what the fuck is this guy's problem? One of the weirdest pastors I've ever seen. First off, it looks like he's pumped synthol into his arms. You know, that's that oil you can pump in your arm to make your arms look bigger. Anyway, I guess he is a MAGA, and so like all MAGAs, his whole thing is that I'm a giant sack of shit. And so he's giving a sermon where he's basically describing what a horrible human being he is, like it's a good thing. Here's a modern Christianity for you guys.
On Saturday I was going out and I was in a terrible mood, and I was just, you could just see this. My wife has even said to me, like, Charlie, what's wrong with you?
And now I was out with my wife because I'm totally heterosexual. I love smashing the pussy. And so I was out with my wife and she was like, what's wrong with you? You're in a mood.
Because I'm just like, look at those. I'm going to be confessing my sin here. I'm like, look at those two losers just walking down the center of the road there. I want to hit them with my truck and run them over and save the world.
Yeah, I was just with my wife, and I was like, look at those two losers. I just want to run them over with my truck and kill them. Oh, my God. I'm so straight, y'all. There were these two gay losers, and they made me feel funny in my nether regions, and I just wanted to kill them, y'all.
From people like that. And I'm just like, Sarah's like, well, that's horrible. What if they have families? And I'm like, well, we need to make sure they don't procreate anymore. It's terrible. I know it. This is just going on in my mind. So don't tell me you don't have any bad thoughts, guys.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
I can't be the only sinner in this room. But it was just this idea that's like, wow, is that really there? And it's like, yes, it's really there. And it doesn't matter how I present myself or what I say. The nature is there. But what didn't I do?
You guys, I'm just naturally a giant sack of shit. And I'm sitting there just bragging about it, laughing about it right in front of all of you. Praise Jesus.
Just good God. So weird. They're so weird all the time. And did you guys hear that they're about to make being an atheist illegal? I guess, sort of. Little noticed White House directive classified anti-Christian opinions as an indicator of radical left violence. There's a video I found explaining all this.
NSPM 7 is our new nightmare. It basically is going to label anybody that isn't a diehard evangelical psycho-Christian Republican as a terrorist, basically. Anti-American, anti-capitalism, anti-Christian. If you think that the government needs to be fixed and dismantled and remade for the people, if you are pro...
It's like they're making a list specifically for me. Anti-American, check. Anti-capitalist, check. Anti-Christianity, check. Support for the overthrow of the United States. I don't support that. I support it collapsing on its own. Extremism on migration. I think we should have migration. Seems like you guys are the extremist. Extremism on race is like you guys are the extremism, all this stuff to me, but anyway.
Immigration, or if you are pro, other races or supporting other races and the hate and bigotry that gets put upon them, that would label you as a terrorist in this country under this order, and that would make you basically susceptible to whatever they deem you susceptible to.
That's the plan.
The list goes on, too. It's not just those few I named. It keeps going. And if you just sit for a second, even if you...
They're creating a right-wing fascist theocracy that you cannot fight back against.
Side with them, even if you're on their side of the fence. Read this for a second and tell me how American this is.
Yeah, they're going to crouch you motherfuckers next. I'm standing in the way from now, but once I'm gone, God help you all. And then one more religious bullshit, folks. And we all know the rapture was supposed to happen last Wednesday, and I don't know why it didn't. That South African preacher, he promised us Tuesday or Wednesday, Jesus is coming back. But folks, don't worry. It's still all happening. The South African preacher has put out a new video, and he was like, oopsies, I got the date wrong, y'all. Apparently, it's happening next Tuesday, tomorrow. It's happening tomorrow. You can believe it here, folks. No, I know you're like, hey, he was wrong the last time. Why should we believe he's right this time? Well, here's the thing, okay? He was using the wrong calendar, okay? He didn't know which calendar Jesus was using. And Jesus is clearly using a completely different calendar. Jesus is using the Julian calendar and not the Gregorian calendar. That was our mistake, okay? We thought Jesus was a Gregorian guy. We all thought he was a Gregorian guy, but clearly he's not. So, I'm just saying, I hope he's not using like the Mayan calendar. I'm pretty sure that shit ended in 2012. You're late, Jesus. You're late. And that is my religious bullshit for this evening, folks. Got one more. Got a Beyond Parody coming up. It's a quick one. And then we're going to go do a long after party. So get your super chats in and go get your tickets to that after party. If you don't have one, fuck yeah. But let's go ahead and finish this one off, folks. I only got one. It's a Beyond Parody. Beyond Parody! And they deleted my Beyond Parody! Okay. All right. I didn't even need it. All right, well, that's it, folks. Beyond Parody tonight, brought to you by the memory holding of everything. So basically, I'll just describe to you what it was, because that's even better. The Department of Homeland Security put out a post that said we need skilled workers. That's what we need in America. And it was like this white guy, because it's basically Nazi propaganda. And it's like, we need skilled workers to take over America. And it was an AI picture. So they literally didn't use a skilled worker for their meme about how America needs skilled workers, which is, as you might imagine, Beyond Parody. And you didn't need to see it. It's all good. And all right, folks. after party coming up right now. We have a big after party. It starts here and goes all the way down to here. So be sure to tune in tonight. But if you bail out, do me a favor, please, hit the like button before you go. Hey, comments. Type a comment. If you're watching on the replay, type a comment and hit enter button. That helps the algorithm. But more importantly, PayPal. Aim your camera phone at this, or if you're on your PC, click on the description of this video. My PayPal is in there. Help me out if you would, or my Patreon. Either way, please help me keep the lights on and feed these very spoiled dogs and cats at my animal sanctuary. Thank you in advance. And all right, let's read the super chats, and we're going to read whatever PayPals that we got tonight. Let me go ahead and load the PayPal. PayPal.com. Nice. And all right, let's see. First off, Jeff Young. What up, Jeff? If they do anything to that officer, he will just join the new SS. This country is the worst. Yep. He'll probably get a pay raise. Go join the fucking secret police. There is no hope for us. That's for goddamn sure. All right. All right, cats. Wait your turn. Wait your turn. It's coming. It's coming, cats. I promise. They're like, treats now? Treats now? No, but close. And sorry, I ain't been around. Love you, Ideal Paradise. Good to see you. Hey, Dusty. Catch you on the replay. Catch you on the replay. Good to see you, Caleb Winnie. We got to be ready for when they start unaliving protesters. Yeah, I'm ready. I don't want to be ready. I don't want to be killed. That's for fucking sure. As usual, dollar dues for the kitties and puppers from the future motherfucker. What up, future motherfucker? Water Polo Wizard over in Australia. Sorry to tell you, future looks like shit for the USA. Yeah, well, that's an easy one to predict. Swam back to the Titanic today, so I guess you'll find me rearranging the chairs on the deck while the crew continues to ignore the iceberg. I'm shoving kids overboard, and I'm getting on that goddamn life raft. Hell yeah! One ticket for Water Polo Wizard. Thank you, Water Polo. You rock. And holy shit, Carrie to win gave me $200. Love you, Dusty. And you know who I love? Carrie to win. If you're not immediately kissing Carrie to win's ass, please do so. Keeping me in business. If you love my show and you cannot donate, please give the heroes that keep me in business a lot of love. And first and foremost tonight, Super how much of the world Carry to win? You rock. And now it disappeared. Okay, that's fucking great. How about if I hit fan funding? Will it show up over here? Nope. Oh, there it is. Nope. God damn it. It's completely fucking gone now. All right, how about over here? Let's see. There it is. All right, Carry to win, I see it. Love you, Carry to win. Thank you for $200. You fucking rock. Everybody love to Carry to win. And United Left and Right. No digital IDs. Release the files. Too bad elections are over. Yep. I'd be surprised if we ever had an election again in this country. We'll see what happened. Jeff Young, best show on YouTube. I wish the rapture was real. Imagine how great society would be. Man, I'm going to get so many cars, y'all. I'm going to have so many cats and dogs to take care of like I already don't have enough. But I'll do it for Jesus. Love the show, Dusty. Never stop. Thank you, Sky Blue Husky. You rock. Thank you for supporting it. Sorry, I'm around. I read that. Hey, Dusty, read that. Elysium movie beds, man. It reminds me of a Stargate. That's what the Gua War, Jaffa Cree. They used to have those med beds to get in and heal all their ailments. Love me some fucking Stargate SG-1. The rest of that bullshit sucks. Send us some love. This show is the best investment I've ever made. Fuck yeah. You are the best investment I've ever made somehow. Don't think about it. Love you, Jag. Everybody loved a Jag and his $70 Canadian funny money. Take off, hoser, eh? Love you. Thank you, Jag. Very generous. $1 from Seth abroad. What up, Seth? Sally Stevenson, $5. Sending editor money from my bunker outside port. Hey, I need it. All going to Chris. Thank you for supporting the editing and the shorts. Go watch the new shorts and give Chris a shout out when you do so. Can't send much as Antifa is about to raise my health. I know, right? $5,000 a year for all of us. Nobody going to be able to afford to go to the doctor. I haven't been to the doctor in 30 years, so I already couldn't go. So it ain't going to change my life any, but the rest of y'all I feel sorry for. My wife, Jennifer, and I appreciate your voice. Hey, tell your wife I said, what up, Jennifer? 10 tickets from Jim Botello. You rock, Jim. Hey, if you got a ticket from Jim, please give Jim your love and check the community section of YouTube and come hang out with me and Jim tonight at the after party. Appreciate you. And anything else pop up? Nope. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. If I did, please forgive me because like it tries to bury shit for some reason. I don't know why it makes it hard to see. Like the Number one thing it should be showing me are the biggest donations. And instead of showing it to me, it literally just deletes them. That's really, really good engineering there, YouTube. I guess they don't have enough money to do any better. And all right, let me read the PayPals real quick. I got a couple. I got $20 from Kevin Lewis, and I got $7 from E.S. McCraig Scott. And Kevin Lewis says, "You the man! Finally got a live show. Fuck yeah! Thank you for helping me make the show so great. I'm only half of the recipe here, guys, and you guys are the other half that make it so good, and I appreciate you guys making up the best audience on all of YouTube. So thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. It's been fun as shit. Once again, leave a comment, hit the like button, do all the things, but go support the show on Patreon and on PayPal. And all right, we're going to play a song by Dusty Smith. This one is called America is Dead Now, an original song. Folks, I will be back Wednesday, day after tomorrow. There you guys go. Big ass party coming up next, though. Got Pretty Boy, got
What the hell
Precious.
is wrong here? Can
Got the
you feel
boy kitty here, you
decay?
can't really
This ain't
see.
the storybook version they sold yesterday. Remember learning the anthem, hand across the young heart. Now the verses sound hollow, torn completely.
Thank you, Ideal Paradox. Very
Saw the
generous.
orange storm gather, heard the boasting and lies. Watched the cracks turn to canyons right before our own eyes. Now there's fees on the things that we used to call.
That's probably coming up
art, and
next.
the
Love you
dollar
guys.
feels lighter,
See the rest of you
counting change in
Wednesday.
the bar. They're
Have a good
calling
one.
it freedom while they're locking the gates. America's dead now, choked out by the states. Rights arguments drowning out human debates. And the ones waving flags louder sealing its fates. Yeah, the empire's falling, hear the funeral drum. And the whole damn world's watching what we have become. America's dead now, guess our number was up. Pour one out for the memory, then drain the whole cup. Life expectancy dropping, ranking lower each year. While the oligarchs toast with champagne, hide their fear. Got the highest wealth gap, yeah, the genie don't lie. While the infant mortality rate climbs way too high. Only rich nation refusing to heal its own sick. Send your kid off to school, hope the learning part sticks. Past the drills and the shooters and the lessons unlearned. Just another generation feeling broke down and burned. They're calling it freedom while they're locking the gates. America's dead now, choked out by the states. Rights arguments drowning out human debates. And the ones waving flags louder sealing its fates. Yeah, the empire is falling, hear the funeral drum. And the whole damn world's watching what we have become. America's dead now, guess our number was up. Pour one out for the memory, then drain the whole cup. Heard the whispers about borders, fear of camps in the night. Saw the students arrested for demanding what's right. Speak on genocide elsewhere, get your name on a list. Thought police wasn't real, guess that chapter was missed. Watched our allies walk backwards, tired of the whole scene. Trust unraveling faster than cheap gasoline. Pariah state talk gets louder, honor feels paper thin. Who'd rely on a promise from where we have been? And yeah, maybe we earned it, guess the karma came due. For the trail of tears marching for the red, white, and blue. Used to cover the horrors, sin's original deep. Now the ghosts ain't just walking, they refusing to sleep. Yeah, the empire is falling, hear the funeral drum. And the whole damn world's watching what we have become. America's dead now, guess our number was up. Pour one out for the memory, then drain the whole cup.
Switch over now. Night, guys. Thank you, Carrie, again.